see for yourself. Open your eyes and know for yourself.
All right. Mic check. Mike. Okay, good. All right, my people. Thanks for being here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me. Wise choice. Very wise choice. Listen, first, let me just big up everybody in the chat. Acknowledgement is a must. Elaine Turner, blessings. Thank you for all the support and encouragement you've provided to us. We really appreciate it, and we trust that our relationship will be a long-lasting one, as the kind of relationship we have with many of our supporters. Elaine Turner, big up yourself. Thank you for all that you do. Beverly, I said Beverly, a wonderful Wednesday to you as well. Blessings. I am Miss B. Bless up. ACLB, blessings. George Beckford, bless up. Yeah, well, I forgot, just talked to Mystic not too long ago. For big him up, big up yourself, Mystic. Shoshana Young, yes. No fart, right? Patel Crookshank. Patel, the way you want to do with me. You know what? I can't take all of the blame, Patel. Let me just blame, well, not call a name, but you know who me going to blame for this, all right? Patel. No, seriously, I can't blame anybody, Patel. And I'll explain once I've done all of the greetings, what's going on with me. So, you'll understand. Everybody will understand. Laura Williams, blessings and good health to you and the crew. Thank you. Megawatt. Mega, hey, this Saturday night, I have some wicked tunes set up for you, Mega. You cannot miss this Saturday. You must be in attendance this Saturday. If everybody else should abandon me this Saturday, you must be on the show this Saturday. I have some nice songs set up for you. All right. Bless up yourself, my brethren. One again, oh Lord, blessings. Relate Taylor, all the way from Salt Lake City. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Diane Folks from London. All right, let me get it right now, Diane. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 18 minutes past 1 in the UK right now. Tell me I'm correct. Keep it going out. Yeah, Charmaine, bless up. Dorothy McCoy, blessings. Elmira Smith. All the lovely ladies up there. Yeah, thank you. And on their behalf, I say thanks. Marva Dice, good night. Bless up. Mark Peart, bless up, Mark. Big up yourself. Barbara Giwa, bless up, Barbara. Yes, Marie May, good night. Go back to Mark. Go back, OT, please. No, after Barbara. No. After. Yes, Marie May. It says, never give up on prayer. God sometimes answers in unexpected ways. Amen. Marie, thank you. You're absolutely correct. Prayers are a must. Merle, my girl. The country now run good? Yeah. Absolutely correct. It now run good, but stay firm, stand strong. We're there with you. Cheerful Wild Horse. I just love that name. Good night to you. I haven't seen you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Thanks for being here. Angela Hastings. Bless up yourself. Bless up. Thanks for joining us. Martha Lynn Rochester. Good night. How am I doing? Hey, I'm up on top of the world now, but you know it go. Busy as a bee. So, but the creative juices are flowing, and every day above ground is a good one. So we have to give thanks and praise. Joan Sinclair, good night. Good night, Joan. Big up yourself. Pavine Sweeby, big up yourself, Vivs. Pretty fierce. Stay so. Don, good night, Don. What them treating there? Look like dopey. I'm say treating you. Look to the right. Mark Peart. What about the Melissa money now 6 months later? Yes, Mark. Yes. Oh boy. Jamaica is the gift that keeps on giving. Yes. Actually, we should have said Parliament, or better yet, the government. Because, you know, them have 63 and 21. 63 in the House and 21 in the Senate. But if you think about it, as far as government is concerned, it's only about 18 people around Jamaica. The cabinet, remember that. The cabinet. And the cabinet is composed of people in the House and in the Senate. It's not only House members, it's Senate members as well. And they set the policy for the country. Yes, the parliamentarians, they vote on laws and all that stuff, but you can go around a lot of those laws with policy, or you can actually refine the law by using policies. And that's what's going on. Flex, bless up. Oh, you don't always comment. It's all right, Flex, no problem. We know you're there. Feel your presence, and that's very important to us. One Indian. Thank you, One Indian. Big up yourself. Eugenie Brown, good night to you. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Melissa Green, good night, Melissa. Yes, OT, that's it. Alethea Sterling, we have to remove the clause from the Constitution which allows MPs to say anything without being accountable. You know what, Alethea, I think they could get around that by using the standing orders. I should put it up in a OT, remind me to put up the standing orders so I can show Alethea the section that speaks to decorum and good behavior in the parliament. There is a section that talks about that. And it also says that you can be disciplined, but we don't see much disciplining going on. And when we say disciplining going on, it's more like government badness. You know, it's not discipline in the Westminster tradition, whatever that means. But what we don't mean is government badness, you know, so there you go. LW, you too. Good night. Blessings. Jeffrey Worrell, thank you. Bless up, Jeffrey. Mika Perry, big up yourself, Mika. Thanks for joining us. Balibala, good night. Bless up, Balibala. Melissa Green, Mr. Rattigan, you couldn't speak in the Jamaican Patois Parliament. Yeah, there's a section in the standing orders that says business must be conducted in, you guessed it, English. But they can suspend that. But I haven't heard them suspend it. People just, people talk. So, Carla Ebanks, bless up. Georgia Lynch, good evening. Keep it going, OT. That's it. At Ops, Lane Turner, manners and respect. Okay, all right, keep it going. Bless up. Thanks for joining us. That's it for now. All right. I wonder if I can find the Kevin, where you there? Let me see something now. Hold on a second, folks. Let me just video file. Yeah, hold on there. Somebody had asked about the. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on then. What's this something? I'm looking for. Look at me now. Go find it. Yeah, no. Hold on there. Nope. Oh. Folks, I'm looking for the standing orders. Hold on, I think it might be here. What's a representative stand? Okay, here it is. Whoops. I'll go on now. Hold on. Get lost in the thing. Hold on a second. I can't see me. I can't see now. Hold on. We. Hold on. Stay with me, people. Come on. I don't know why I'm going to touch this now. All right, you know what? No, hold on. No, don't do that. Okay. No, I know. Take down that from the OT. All right, cool, thanks. I found it. Let me see. Oh, I know what. I know it's what. Hold on. Hold on a second. Standing orders. It's foolishness, yeah. Be with me, people. Find the document, but them have some other things that go on.
Transparency. And the next thing, them on a front bencher. So how them affect me? You see, a lot of work is in committees. So these portfolio-free MPs with less dire responsibilities are more accessible to you and me. So they help with policy. But it helps if we engage them, you see. So they're not just in the back benches, but on the ground, in the trenches. Though in the back of Parliament, we're at the front of their cause. So pause. Find your backbencher at jampja.org.
How do bills become law in Jamaica? Laws are made to create order, to ensure our safety, and to protect our rights against abuses by other citizens, organizations, and even the government itself. A bill is a proposal for either a new law or for a change to an existing law. Jamaica's parliament is responsible for making our laws, and that responsibility is shared between two houses. There are 21 parliamentarians appointed from both political parties to the upper house, also known as the Senate. And there are 63 members of parliament that we, the people, elect to the lower house, also known as the House of Representatives. To pass a law, there is a minimum of 6 stages required in each house. The process can begin in the upper house by a senator or in the lower house by your member of parliament. And their proposals for a new bill can certainly start with you, the citizen. Now, since the process often begins in the House of Representatives, let's start there. 1. The first stage begins with the introduction by the minister responsible for the bill, followed by the first reading of the bill by the clerk to the houses. This clerk is more like the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer for the Parliament. An announcement of the bill is published in the Gazette. This is a public newsletter that the government uses to inform the citizens of what the Parliament is doing on your behalf. 2. The second reading begins with a summary of the bill by the minister. The main reasons for the bill are discussed both by the government and opposition members to determine if Jamaicans would really be better off with the new law or changes to an existing law. A vote is taken by the House to determine if the bill will move to the committee stage. Sometimes before going to that stage, the minister responsible for the bill can recommend the use of a joint select committee. It's called joint as its members are taken from both the upper and lower house. To benefit from greater consultation, the committee is empowered to invite the public to share their views of the bill in writing or in person, and does so through radio, TV, and newspaper adverts. This joint select committee submits its recommendations to the House of Representatives. The House debates this report, and a vote is taken to determine if the bill should go on to the committee stage, where it is examined by a committee of the whole House. Yes, that's the name. And that's what it is, a committee of all the members of Parliament that carefully examines each clause and makes improvements to ensure the bill will achieve its objectives. As chairman, the Speaker of the House monitors the process to make sure the rules of the House are obeyed and the process moves along smoothly. 4. The Committee of the whole House examines the bill clause by clause, then sends its recommendations for changes to the House of Representatives. This is called the report stage. 5. The bill then passes to the third reading to allow a final opportunity for MPs to make changes before it is sent to senators in the upper house. 6 to 10. In the upper house, the senators go through the same steps we just described. If any changes are made, the bill has to be returned to the House of Representatives for their discussion and approval. Now, if the bill had started in the upper house, it would also have to be returned to them for approval of any changes made by the lower house. 11. Throughout the entire process, the bill is being checked by the Legislative Council. That's the Parliament's lawyer. But before the last step, a copy is sent to the Attorney General of Jamaica for final review and certification. 12. If all is well, the bill is sent to receive the royal assent from the Governor General as the representative of the Queen, Elizabeth II. The bill is now an Act of Parliament. The Act is gazetted, and the rights of Jamaicans are further preserved and protected by a new law.
Mic check, mic check. Hold on a second. All right, we're back. That was user error, people. That wasn't a technical problem, and it had nothing to do with Pegasus, NaRRA, none of that. That was all me. All right, but Kevin, were you there? Never have to ask that question more than once because Kevin answered. So that's what the thing said. Miss Dorrit, big up yourself. Melissa Green, stay so. Who else there? All right, so make her run the thing. Somebody had asked about if people can, let me say that a 40, if people can, how you conduct yourself in Parliament. And somebody had asked about the language that you have to use in Parliament. And let me just quickly run through some of that. So, sis, big up yourself, big up yourself.
Or one, my brother.
Well, me there, look out at me, yay.
Can't look at your ears.
See, I'm gonna be for your ears, you're bad enough for your ears. All right, folks, let me just quickly go through some stuff I want to know. All right, here we go. See this? Look what it says for language. See that? It says the proceedings and debates of the House shall be in the English language. See that? And every petition shall be in the English language. But you have a section that says you can suspend the rules. So all you need is a member to say, hey, we want to suspend the rules, the standing orders, and then they can suspend it. And if you recall, Minister Terry Long wanted to speak in Spanish because there were Cubans in the galley or in the gallery, and the speaker allowed it. And then you remember Mr. Warmington, MP Warmington, came in and started to say, I don't understand Spanish and the rules that it must be. Yeah, but the rules also say that you can suspend the rules. Let me just quickly go to 41 here. And here it is. Nature of questions, presentation. Let me just quickly go to 41. All right, here we go. 40, sorry. Here it is. A member present in the House during a debate shall maintain silence. So you see, when you hear all of them scream across the aisle at each other, completely wrong. Completely wrong. And that's why you need a speaker with a spine who can say, where I am going to enforce the rules regardless of where you sit, regardless of your party affiliation. And that's why it's so important that we follow if we're going to follow the Westminster model, we'll follow it in the sense that the speaker in England must resign from the party that they were affiliated with when they ran for election. So once they said, okay, Sister Maria is going to be the speaker. It doesn't matter whether Sister Maria is Labour, Right, PNP, or whatever. Sister Maria has to resign from the party because they're trying to make it as impartial as possible. I mean, everybody has their biases, right? But no, okay, when you sit there, you don't sit there as a member of any party. You sit there as a referee. So here it is. You shall be silent. And here's a B. You shall conduct yourself in a fit and proper manner. That's a subjective view of the chair or the speaker. And then here it is. This is the one where they said the speaker shall be in charge of everything that goes on in the House. So you really have to, but the problem is that the Parliament in Jamaica is run in a loosey-goosey manner. And that's why it is so difficult on the opposition, because the speaker is not consistent with her rulings. And that is a source of angst. It's a source of discomfort, displeasure. And when you hear people calling for her removal, you can understand why. Because at the end of the day, she'll tell you that she's a politician and she's a member of the Jamaica Labour Party and she's a member of the ruling party, and therefore it's hard for her sometimes to do the right thing. She should, but she's biased. And when I say she's biased, I mean that we're all biased, but some people are more biased than others. Some people, it's like, it just ooze out of them pores. Them not have no sense of fair play in them. Them just so that is where we are with what else? OT, what else they had asked for? Somebody had asked me. I think it was just behavior, right? I think it was just the behavior in Parliament. So yes, it must be in English, and you must behave yourself. And because if you don't, the speaker or the chairperson can just discipline you. They can ask you to leave. And then if you don't, they'll just say, Marshal, out.
I name you outside.
I name you out. And like we show all of you on Saturday, the speaker, in her haste to get rid of MP Angela Brown Burke, she did it. She did it upside down. She did ass backwards, as they would say. And that's why the opposition party should have gotten up and made a motion and said, no, Speaker, you're wrong. You can't exclude her. Because the way you have implemented the procedure is completely wrong. It doesn't work that way. Because she started at, I think it was 43. She said 43.2, if I'm not mistaken, and it should be 43. She should start with 43.5. Let me see. I was started there. 43. Where is it? I think it's 43. Yeah, it's 43. Yeah, she start right here. 43.2. Start right here. Breaches of order and how dealt with. She start with this. With 2. The speaker or chairman shall order any member whose conduct is grossly disorderly to withdraw immediately from the House during the remainder of that day. Sitting and may direct such steps to be taken as necessary to enforce that order, meaning she call the marshal and tell the marshal to remove the member if the member doesn't want to leave. But look at that carefully, people. When you read that, a couple of things. One is grossly disorderly. And then when she came back, after she took a break, the speaker, after she suspended Parliament and they resumed, she said that MP Angela Brown Burke behaved in a disorderly manner. But this says grossly disorderly. And to me, there's a difference between grossly disorderly and disorderly. And there's a reason why they put that there. Because you just can't remove people for just any conduct and just say it's disorderly. So it's grossly disorderly, but she said disorderly. But even so, look at this, people. What the speaker and all of the people who are advisors or parliamentarian advisors, what they neglected was that there's a question you should ask. Is this a regular sitting of Parliament, or is this the full House in a committee in Parliament? Big difference. Big difference. First difference is that, and if you watch it carefully, if you watch parliamentary procedures, you'll see it. When the House, every time the House is going to be in session, the marshal comes out with the mace. And where does he put it? On top of the table. You can only have it on top of the table when there's a sitting of Parliament. If there's a sitting of the full House in a committee, you'll see when she tell him, say, okay, Marshal, and then he'll go and he'll move it to the lower level. And that's the level where it is when Parliament is not in a parliamentary session. If it's in a committee stage, it's on the lower level. Also, when the Governor General comes to Parliament, it's in the lower level or it's covered up. But it's not because, the monarch is in the building. So, or the representative of the monarch is in the building. So they cover it up or put it on the lower level. So it's on the lower level. So what happened when she threw out MP Angela Brown Burke is that it wasn't a regular sitting of Parliament because the mace was in the lower position, as they say, under the table. It was this. It was 5. See that? It's as if the offense has been committed in a committee of the whole House. And that's where it was. And see what it says right there? Immediately, you suspend the proceedings. See, she didn't do that. She said, I name you, out, Marshal, remove her. No, under 5, you can't do that. You can't do that. So it just goes to show people that learning is fundamental. And you must read. You must read. And let me just
Read to comprehend.
indeed.
Anybody can, them all can read, but they comprehend very well. But when we're going to school, reading and comprehension, after you read, you had to do comprehension
Yes.
because you can't, so there was a method to that madness.
Yes. Some will call it madness, but let me play this. And that's why. And for those of you who weren't with us on Saturday, you missed a wonderful show. But let me just play something for you that I played on Saturday. And I played it for several reasons. And I said to people, listen, he's making reference to a political party. I'm not. All I'm saying is that this message is for all Jamaicans. And I think he meant it for all Jamaicans, but he was addressing his party. But the message is to parliamentarians. Listen to this.
In studying, you must study. If you're a socialist, you must study.
Great one.
You must study. That's why we start all the great programs, literacy, so that we can bring knowledge. True knowledge is power. You must read. Them have a book called Manly and the New Jamaican. Who should find a way to read it. Is you are write it for politics of change. Is you are write it for to give you wisdom and understanding. Read it. Make group bite and somebody read it. I don't know discuss it because you must be first in study. Knowledge is power. Nice.
Hear that?
True.
You must be first in study. Knowledge is power. And
go ahead, Rattigan.
And that's why I was so frustrated with the opposition, because when the speaker attempted to throw out MP Angela Brownberg, they gathered around her. They should have sat down and have one person stand up, whether it's Mr. Paulwell, MP Paulwell, leader of opposition business, or the opposition leader, and say, point of order, Madam Chair. She would have listened. And she just said, listen, you can't throw her out. You can't throw out. That's not the procedure. You can't throw her out. And then she would have said, what do you mean you can't throw? I said, no, you can't throw out 43-5. You can't throw out like that. That's how you bring understanding to this thing, man. But when you, like I've said all the time, when you argue with the speaker on an emotional level, you will never win. You cannot win. It is not a winning strategy. Draw for this, man. See it, man. Joshua said, we must read. Draw for that. This is the Bible. This is Parliament's Bible. Use this. You cannot go wrong. Cannot go wrong. But, why would Council Parliament say she did want NaRRA to pass and Janet Monday? Well, yeah, all right. My advice is this. To MP Angela Brownberg, if you're going to get up and you're going to touch that mace, if you're going to get up, let me move this. I think OT know where me I go. Hold on a second there. Thing is slow. All right. Hold on a second now. If you're, hold on a second. Let me just look for something. Yeah. Let me show you. Oh, there's one video right here I want to show you before we get into the conversation. And then there's another one here. All right. Here we go. No, my advice to Angela Brownberg is this. If you're going to do something like that, go big. Because you'll go home. You know them are going to suspend you. Go big, man. Go big. Do this. Do that one here.
Your discretion to permit us to put on the public record our views on a matter of critical context. Now I will say. Get him! Ah, my. Remove the honorable member for St. Barnabas from these proceedings.
I'm sure you're again people what happened in case they never see what happened. And the mace, you know, this man just sick and tired of the proceedings and look what him do with the mace.
In your discretion to permit us to put on the public record our views on a matter of critical context. Now I will say. Get him! Ah, my. Remove the honorable member for St. Barnabas from these proceedings.
See what happened? Man get sick and tired, the man throw it through the window. Guess what happened now? There's no parliament. You cannot have a sitting of parliament if the mace is not present. Cannot. So that is what I'm saying. If she wanted to make a point, that's what she should have done. She shouldn't just pick it up and put it down. She should have grabbed it and run with it. And by the way, people, back in 2000, I think it was 2003, 2004, you know who grabbed the mace and run with it? The current Minister of Tourism, Bartlett. MP Minister Bartlett grabbed it. He was in the opposition at the time. Him grab the thing and run with it. Go try block the door. So that's my only criticism of her. Don't take it and put it down. Take it and run with it. Well, all right.
And as you said, before you move on, you said you grab it and run with it. Mikey Peart was Speaker, O.T. Williams was Deputy Speaker, respectively. But I think O.T. was in the Parliament at the time.
O.T. was in the chair.
O.T. was sitting in the Speaker's chair at the time. And Edmund Butt was never told to get outside. Marshall, get her. He was never treated that way. True. Because you had people in the Parliament who had, though partisan, though they're come through a party structure, they had some amount of respect for the office and the chair that they sat in, and had respect for their colleagues and they weren't bullying one another. They had differences and they were boisterous and all of that, but the Speaker who was in the chair, O.T. Williams, did not demean his fellow parliamentarian.
And that's why you have to use the standing orders, because if I were there, I'm telling you, I would have nice her up. I would have nice her up with this thing. I didn't say knife people, nice. I had a nice her up.
Nice
her up, because I would have what the word them use? Style. I would have style her. Would have style her properly. And say, Speaker, it's not 43-2. I don't know where you're getting this from. It's 42-5, and then 42-5. 43-2, then you come to 3 and 4. It's a process. It's not simply telling the marshal, telling somebody, treating them like an animal and tell them to get out, and then call the marshal and tell the marshal to remove them. No.
But none of them, even in England, it's not done that way. Even. No, but back to you were talking about Michael Manley talking about the importance of studying. You know. The People's National Party had a political education department. And it wasn't the members of, as a matter of fact, the members of Parliament had to familiarize themselves and know, not only were you taught the principles and objectives of the People's National Party, you were also taught different structures of the governance structures and all of that. So, and it worked. That's why PJ reigned, because, and it was coming from Michael Manley days, and it was funded by FES, which Frederick Edberg Stiftung it was an institution in Germany. And it was well funded and well supported, because on a weekend people would come out all across the country to teach people in every nook and cranny of Jamaica, because I was one of those persons. I mean, every Saturday, you go to St. Mary. I mean, I remember going to St. Portland, then hitting St. Mary, then come back and going to St. Thomas, all in one day. And we didn't have highways then. And the people were enthusiastic. And one of the reasons that was so, because the people were more educated than they are right now. Though they were farmers, and though their children were educated, they were more in tuned, and maybe because it was this age of social media, but they had a more vested interest in the affairs of their country.
Right.
and
right.
what they wanted to see. So yeah, it was a different, and it would work for both parties, but especially the PNP. They have the opportunity to go back to that model of political education, because now more than ever you can see where it is needed.
Okay. I think OT wants me to play. We have another.
But in some
thing.
countries, you don't need a vote.
Okay. Go ahead, OT.
You don't even need a speech. All you need is to grab one object, and Parliament stops. That object is called the mace. Good evening, and welcome to Negril Times. Tonight, we're taking a different angle on a story that's already dominating the headlines in Jamaica. While much of the focus has been on Tuesday's events in Parliament involving the parliamentary mace, we're looking at a powerful and often overlooked thread running through this story: Westmoreland. Because remarkably, all 3 Jamaican MPs on record who have removed the mace prior to Dr. Angela Brown Burke have come from that parish. In countries like Jamaica, it represents the authority of the entire parliament. No mace, no meeting. Touch it, you're in trouble. Remove it, you've just shut down the government. And in Jamaica's case, the men who have taken that step all trace back to one place: Westmoreland. Back in the 1950s, Fred Slaveboy Evans made history when he grabbed the mace during a heated parliamentary session. Instant chaos. Proceedings suspended. Political uproar. Years later, in October 1968, it happened again. This time by Maxwell Carey, also from Westmoreland. The then PNP MP removed the mace in protest against the government's ban of Dr. Walter Rodney from Jamaica. Same move, same result. Parliament shut down. And it didn't stop there. According to reports from The Gleaner, on December 10, 2003, Edmund Bartlett, now Jamaica's tourism minister, while serving as an opposition MP, physically took the mace during a parliamentary confrontation. Edmund Bartlett, who also hails from Westmoreland, specifically from a district called Paul Island. The report said the House Marshal chased him, retrieved the mace, and secured it. The incident triggered public backlash, and Mr. Bartlett later apologized. 3 moments, 3 disruptions, 1 parish at the center of it all: Westmoreland. So when Jamaica erupted again this week over the mace, it wasn't just about the moment. It was about history repeating itself. And that brings us to what's now making headlines. During a heated sitting at Gordon House on Tuesday over the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NaRRA bill, opposition MP Angela Brown Burke was named and suspended by House Speaker Juliet Holness after an incident involving the mace. Proceedings were disrupted. Tensions exploded. The House had to pause here. The Speaker made it clear, no MP is allowed to interfere with the mace under any circumstances. And just like that, Parliament came to a halt. But what makes this moment even more striking is that it echoes a pattern shaped by those Westmoreland confrontations decades ago. And it's not just Jamaica. In the Bahamas in 2024, this wasn't just symbolic protest. Opposition MP Shannon Don Cartwright grabbed the mace and threw it out of a window.
Get him! My Lord. This is a dark day. And this political arena that we call politics. For the first time in my life, when I took the oath of office, I felt challenged and I was in fear for my life.
In Guyana, the mace became the center of a full-blown political battle. Opposition MPs didn't just protest, they physically tried to take it. At one point, a parliamentary staff member literally held onto the mace on the floor while MPs tried to pull it away. This isn't random chaos. It all comes from the traditions of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. The mace represents the authority of the Crown, and by extension, the authority of the state. So when it's removed, Parliament is no longer legitimate. This isn't just political theater. It's one of the most extreme forms of protest a lawmaker can make. No speech, no vote, just one act, and the entire system grinds to a halt.
Grateful to the... I'm grateful to a dedicated servant.
Let me just stop right here and just tell you, look how, this is how you ask a member to leave. if that's the decision of the chair, because the chair doesn't have to do, they can exercise some discretion. But just listen to the language and how he's asking the person who violated the rule to leave the house. Listen to this.
Of the House for bringing forward the mace and restoring it to its place. I'm sorry, but under the power given to me by Standing Order number 43, and I think the Honourable Gentleman will know the implications of his action, I must order the Honourable Gentleman to withdraw immediately from the House for the remainder of this day's sitting.
Oh, you don't ever do that, member. Marshall, please. Angela Brown-Burke, I name you. Outside. Marshall, but for her. Angela Brown-Burke. Members, I name Angela Brown-Burke and ask that she be removed from the chamber. Those in favor? Those against, the ayes have it. Member outside. Standing orders allow for the naming of said member. The rules of the House are serious and we should not take them for joke. Whether they're seated or not, raise the mace. That's the instruction. Members, we're back in the House. Member
All right. You can move that
Angela Brown-Burke, the member from St.
Yeah. She had the rules all messed up. I don't know, and the sad part is that we were talking about study and all of that. I was just dismayed. I was just flabbergasted. I was disappointed that the opposition just stood there and didn't do anything. They just stood there and watched this assault, verbal assault on their member. No. And remember, people, I said it on Saturday, that I was told that all parliamentarians received training in parliamentary procedure last year. They had workshops. Now, whether they attended or not, we don't know, but the workshops were offered. And that they also had people from Commonwealth countries, I think Australia and the UK, show up. And then also they have a study program where you can go overseas for a few days and watch another parliament in action. And then you have some people on the opposition. They've been around for years. And you're telling me all they could do was just stand there and watch this verbal assault being taken on their member? No, I can't accept that. I cannot accept that. Cannot accept that. But it happened, and we'll see what becomes of it. We'll see. Now, you see, if I were in charge of the opposition, I file 77A and take the speaker to the ethics committee. I go nuclear upon her. I go nuclear every time. So it's 77A. But nothing. We just stand up and I don't know. Anyway, people. Everything is going on with the government. I'm going to play a video because I just want to talk to you a little bit about ODPEM and what the Auditor General found out or disclosed to the Parliament this week. Take a look at this, people. This is government. That is government.
But here's the thing. That's what you call, man, I say for color, woman, all woman, I say for color, and color, I say for run her belly. That's what you call, and that's what you call teeth and teeth, God laugh. Because it doesn't seem as if that was their banana to cut. So I'm hoping it was the owner who come and cut it. Eh?
I don't want to banana. Yes,
so the owner come and cut it. So they're cutting it down and the owner just come and cut it. You see?
Some thief got laughed. No, man.
Thief and thief got laughed, man.
Banana, man. Oh, Simuka, for real. So are you saying that Juliet Wilness don't know 43.5? Well, let me tell you something, Simuka. I'm not saying she doesn't know it. I'm saying she didn't apply it. She applied the wrong one. She applied 43.2 when she should have said, you go from 43.5. Let me put it up here and quickly show you. See it here. Where are we? 43. And by the way, you notice it's the same number in the British Parliament. It's the same 43. So you know where we get it from, right? She went to this right here. Speaker shall order any member whose conduct is gross disorder to withdraw immediately. So she tell you have to withdraw immediately. That's 43.2. 43.5 says if it's a committee meeting, and it was a committee meeting, that you can't tell a person to leave right now. You have to suspend Parliament, suspend the proceedings of the committee, and then what you do is you should then go to your office and you should call government, the person in charge of opposition business in the house. You can call the opposition leader. You can even call the person that committed the violation, and you have a meeting with them and say, listen, this is what you did, and this is what I'm planning to do. Let me hear your best argument. And then once it's decided, then you come back and resume Parliament. And then here it is right there. It's as soon as the House has resumed, you shall report the circumstances to the House. So then you tell the House, hey, MP Angela Brownburg, she violated, but I'm going to exert some leniency, and I'll just give her a verbal warning, and then I'll send something out to the entire Parliament letting you know how sacred this thing is and you shouldn't touch it, blah, blah, blah. Or she could have said, I've decided to suspend her. And there it is. And you see what it says? It says, whereupon the procedure provided for in the preceding paragraphs, meaning the paragraphs before, no, you use them. So you go from 5 and then you go to 2. And then you tell her, say, listen, you have to withdraw immediately. And then if she does withdraw, then you go to 3. And then you go to 4. And by the way, if you watch that proceeding carefully, you see where Minister Green, he got up and he made a motion for her to be suspended. Guess what happened? Him can't do that on him own. Here it is right here. It says, after everything is done, here it is right here. The Speaker, see it right there, so. After the Speaker tell the person to leave and the person won't leave, the Speaker will then call upon a minister and said, make a motion for her to be suspended. And then the minister will say, I move that the member for blah, blah, blah be suspended from the service of the House. And then the Speaker at that point shall then put it to the Parliament, and then you go from there. So it was a real circle jerk. They messed up this thing completely. But again, nobody said anything. People just stood by and make it happen. And maybe it's much ado about nothing. Maybe I'm just a stickler for the rules. But as far as I'm concerned, rules were not made to be broken. Rules were made to be obeyed. And in the rules, you have consequences for breaking the rules. That's how I view it. So, Yeah, but
also you see, the Speaker's behavior, is a culmination of some stuff. Angela Brownburg, Dr. Brownburg's taking up mace was out of frustration and really in protest. But the way the Speaker reacted was more reflective of the feelings that she has been carrying for Dr. Brownburg for years, for a while. That is the reaction.
That's why you got to 43.5. That's when you shut her up. That's when you call a point of order and say, Madam Speaker, you have no idea what you're doing. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You have no right to ask her to leave because that's not the procedure. That is so. Simuka, you said she would ignore all the rules. Simuka, remember, she started by quoting the rules. She said 43.2, and then when you correct her and said, no, Speaker, point of order. I stand on Rule 43.5 that says that if it's a committee hearing, you can't throw her out like that. You have to suspend Parliament and then have a meeting with everybody. And then you come back and then you tell us what you want to do. And if she says then she's not leaving, then you ask her to leave the Parliament forthwith. But you don't treat people like animal and not talk about out and then put the marshal
outside. That was rude.
In a spot. Because what the marshal are going to do? Where am I going to do? If
can't touch her anyway. Touch her button.
Take her out?
Yeah, but also you see, there's a saying, Rattigan, and I think it's in the scriptures. I'm not a theologian, but I think I heard it come from the Bible that an offense will come, but woe unto the one who caused it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And speaking of offense, the reason why I should do them things, because whether real or perceived, she see the opposition as weak fences. She see them as weak fences.
Or is it that she's just downright disrespectful? Because I wouldn't describe the opposition as weak fence. She's just downright rude, disrespectful, banana manners.
Well, let me ask you a question. Don't be no for frightened. Let me ask you a question. You think if there was a Michael Mann that lead the opposition party, she would have taken them chances there? You think if there was a reverse the road and said there was a Edward Siaga upon the side, you think she would have taken them chances there?
No, but Siaga wouldn't have her in his party, and he wouldn't condone Andrew Holness's behavior for too long.
No, I'm saying if he was a member of the ruling party and she was doing this to one of his members, he was in the opposition.
No, but in fairness to the opposition too, they have been doing all they can to push back against her indiscipline in the parliament.
Yes, no, they're not doing all that they can. They're doing all they want to do. The rules, watch Parliament, sis, and just have the book in front of you, and you see how many times they violate themselves. How many times they violate. If you're going to hold her feet to the fire, you can't violate. You have to hold her, and then you have to quote her the rules. You can't get up and start saying, why should not make we listen? You have to quote the rules. There's something called Hansard, where it's a transcript of everything that's been done in Parliament. Plus, remember now, you can take anybody, including the speaker, to any one of these standing committees with 16 members. You have 28. You have 28. You have 28. They're not doing everything they can do. No, man. They're not doing everything. And you know what? Proof positive of that? I have spoken to some of them. And them say, you're right. You're right. We're not as forthright. We're not as forceful as we should, because there are things that we can do using this book, not shouting, not being condescending or demeaning to her. Just this book. They don't understand how powerful this thing is. And when she's ready, what does she do? She uses it against them. She uses the book against them. But they're not.
Well, the term is young, so there's a lot more to come and a lot to see and a lot to dissect, and there's hope that things will change.
All I can do, people, is just present the facts to you, and what I'm saying to you are facts, and they're uncontroverted. Nobody, I defy anyone to tell me that I'm wrong, that 43.5 would have been the appropriate measure or the appropriate point to start, because 43.5 says if it's a committee of the full house, which it was, it says you have to suspend Parliament. You can't throw nobody. You have to suspend Parliament, go have your meeting, and then come back and tell us what you plan to do. That's how it works. We put money upon that. We will put my life savings upon that I'm correct. But it is what it is. Who's Leroy and Rattigan just go? Okay. No, Alien, leave Leroy. Hello. Leroy, I hope you'll learn. I just hope you'll learn, Leroy. I hope, because that's how we do it around here now. We criticize, but we criticize constructively, because you see what happened? We criticize saying that they're not doing enough, and what do? We said they're not doing enough because they're not doing this. Here's what they should be doing. We don't just criticize and say them nah do nothing and them are this and them are that. No, we say, listen, no need for stand up. People say none of that, In fact, you know what, sis? A supporter of the program wrote to me and said, Mr. Rattigan, what do you think about this idea? That parliamentarians should, when elected, they should take an exam. They go through all of the workshops and they should take an exam. And until they pass the exam, they get half pay. Because you force them now to become familiar with the rules of the road. Them a drive, but them don't know the rules of the road. So she said they should, and she give me a list of the courses that they should take. She said, and she's right. When
I don't think that I don't think they should take an exam before, because you go for a job, you apply for a job, you get the job, you're supposed to carry out, the job that you're hired for. What I would love to see is some accountability framework put into the laws, into the Constitution, well, whatever Constitution reform that is down the drain. But some amount of changes need to be made to the laws so that there can be some accountability coming to where politicians cannot just sit down, do anything they want and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be an impeachment clause. There needs to be a way to recall these parliamentarians. They have gotten away with too much for too long, and it's like nothing to see here. Like they said, I saw the thing set where you're going to, that's the approach, and it has to change. And the only way for that to change, to educate the people. Because when the people are educated, what they're doing with the poor and the marginalized, they're not doing to uptown people,
No, because uptown people are read and I do
exactly. Exactly. That's the point. They cannot
being responsible citizens. But there's a reason why uptown people can be responsible citizens and sit back and watch the proceedings and read, because them now worry to put food on the table.
They're not. That is true. They're not. Yeah.
They don't have no time for this. Them don't have no time for this. So, look, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, except that I'll continue to watch and I'll continue to constructively criticize. And where I see progress, I will acknowledge it and bring it to your attention so you can see how things are done properly and also how things are done improperly. So, and none of them are perfect, and that's the problem with it. When you criticize somebody and you criticize them constructively, some of them get upset. And I said, no, this is a chance for you to do course correction and and improve yourself. This is not a condemnation of you, but them take it on a personal level. So it go. And then Carol Allen right, uptown don't vote. Yeah.
Well, I would say they vote because you have, certain communities that some of these MPs are from uptown and they vote, but do they vote for? I don't know how the constituency, the lines are drawn, but I wonder if the people are living near. I'm sure the Prime Minister's neighbors did not vote for the Prime Minister. 100% sure of that.
You know anything about them?
Yeah. Beverly Hills, that's not his constituency. None of them didn't vote for him.
That's true. In film constituency are weird on, so you're right.
His constituency didn't vote for him.
No.
His neighbors didn't vote for him.
That's true.
So they can sit back and say that whatever. They can sit back and say that. God, I didn't vote for him.
Folks, let me give you an update, because quite a few of you have reached out to me and asked me what's going on with all of these lawsuits and whatnot. So let me just tell you quickly what's going on. The Paul Buchanan case, no development to report. It is still sitting with the Supreme Court. The case has been argued, and they were arguing for it to be for leave of court to take it to the Court of Appeal. And they're just waiting now for the Supreme Court to make a decision to say, okay, fine, you can move it on to the Court of Appeal. Until that happens, nothing. There's no movement. So that's where we are with the. Let me just write down the Buchanan case. All right, the Kamina Johnson case. That case is still at the Court of Appeal. My understanding is that the government, they asked for time to file their papers, and they have not filed their papers. Part of that is because since the original filing, there have been, I think, 2 cases on point saying that if you're a Commonwealth citizen and you live somewhere else and you want to bring an action in the country of your birth, provided you haven't renounced your citizenship, you do have standing. There are at least 2 cases on point. So we're waiting to see what the government is going to file. It's been a while, but that's how things are in Jamaica. Justice grinds rather slowly. So we just have to wait for that. So that's the Kamina case. Next case is Nesta Morgan. Last time I spoke to ISAT about this case, he said that they were waiting for the judge to issue some order or with some order concerning mediation, something to that effect. So that case is still pending. And then the case with the Gleaner and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, that case and the journalist, that case is well underway. And that's why, if me look tired, that's why, because I've spent a lot of time drafting some documents which I have to file by next week, because the council, which is supported by the government of Jamaica, they filed a motion to dismiss, meaning that they want to dismiss. Because I've heard so many stories say, oh yeah, you go to court already and them threw it out. Not true. We went to court to stop the election. And on 2 occasions, the judges made some rulings that we don't agree with because the evidence is there. But we're not going to fight. We're not going to fight the court over that because we have bigger fish to fry. The main case, the defamation case, is still there. So what they did was they filed a motion to dismiss to throw out the case, and then the Gleaner filed a case this week to throw out the case. Now, procedurally, here's where we are. I filed my complaint, and I say, hey, they did this to me. They have 2 choices. They can answer me, or they can file what is called a motion to dismiss. And usually, whenever these things come up, people file a motion to dismiss. That's the first thing, because then you don't even get to the issues. You know, you file it on jurisdiction, saying the court doesn't have the right to listen to the case. It is the wrong venue, that I have failed to state a claim. All of these things, they file that. That's just par for the course. This happens all the time, every day. So that's what they filed. Now, I have to respond because they're asking the judge, throw his case out. I have to respond and say to the judge, Judge, look, here are the facts. You know, we need to move forward with this case. If the judge says, I'm going to throw it out, it doesn't mean that you've lost, because usually they throw it out and whatever the problem was, you have a chance to refile, provided that you're not outside the statute of limitations, provided that the time hasn't run, that you can bring the action again. Now, a defamation case in New York is 1 year. And the defamation we're saying started in January of this year. So if the judge rules, where are we now? May? Let's say the judge because things move rather quickly in New York. So if it's July and the judge says, all right, I'm going to throw it out, you still have chance to file again before January. If the judge says, I'm not going to grant your motion to dismiss, the next step is a step that I am looking forward to, because that step now means I get to ask all of these people questions. I get to ask them questions about the operations, who did what, when, to whom, who talked to whom, how was this, where is the documentation, this, that. That's the part I'm really looking forward to, because nobody knows this case better than me. And I plan to use all of my skills, all of my training, all of my experience to deal with these people. And believe me, it's called discovery. That's what they call it. That's the time now when you discover all of the things them. That's the time when you can ask for documents. That's the time when you can ask them questions, send them questions on paper. And that's the time where you can ask for depositions, meaning that they sit down in front of you and you ask them questions. And I'm looking forward to that day where I can sit down and ask these people questions, because I've got a lot of questions to ask. And I can tell you this. Remember the golden rule. You don't ask questions you don't know the answers to. You don't ask questions you don't know the answers to. And the questions I'm going to ask them, I already know the answers. So they can come and they can lie. And then once discovery is over, you have, because you talk to the judge and him set out a schedule, you have to do this by this time and that by that time. And when everything is over, you have to file something called a notice of issue. Essentially saying, Judge, we're finished and we're ready for trial. And then what the judge will do, the judge will say, hey, have you talked about settlement? Have you guys talked about settling this? And if we say, yes, we talk about it, but we're at an impasse, we can't agree, we want to have a trial. Then you move into the trial phase. So that's where we are. But I can tell you one thing about me. I'm like a pit bull. Once me lock my jaw upon the issue, me not let it go. I am not letting it go. No matter how you might not hear from me about it and things like that, I am still thinking, working, still doing things. So just stay tuned. And one of the reasons why I would like for this case to get to deposition, because then we're going to expose all of these things that they're doing. All of these things. I mean, I'm hearing a whole bunch of things, but I want somebody to sit in front of me, somebody who's involved, and said, yes, Mr. Rattigan, this is how it happened. This is how it happened. Oh, Mega, now listen to me, man. Wait a do, Mega, you cook or something, man. But just talk about Mr. Morgan case. That was the third case we talk about. ISAT is still waiting to hear from the judge concerning what do you call it? Mediation. He's still waiting to hear. And sis, I tell you how some things funny. I got a call today from England saying that, boy, Ratty, me here, so you get money off of the people, man, you never even give me all that plane fare. Them say, yeah, them say, we here, so you get the money off of the case, them, and I said, me? I said, no, sir. No.
Oh, you feel a lie fast travels fast. When a lie gets around the world before the truth starts, eh? Yeah.
I'm not explaining to him, so this is the Kamina Johnson Smith case. It's not a money case, no. I filed a declaration from the court that what she did was wrong. That's all. There's no money in that case. But them say, boy, them here say me get the key, me get money, and me give them no money all the time, and they never watch the thing. Big up yourself, my virgin. But seriously, me not get the money.
Everyone say you're rich and switch.
Man, I'm rich and switch. Me not get the money. So, all right. OT, what you want me to know? You want to play the one with Heroy Clark, OT. It's a good video, but actually it starts before the piece that you plucked from YouTube. But we can play that if you want, because again, it just goes to show, how you can deal with them people, how you should deal with them. And we have the one on Crime Down video.
News and in today's...
Oh, go ahead if you want. If you want to play, it's fine.
Public Accounts Committee, as tensions flared between PAC Chairman Julian Robinson and Government MP Heroy Clark during questioning surrounding the UHWI procurement scandal. This is Mishidek's commentary. But listen to this. All the questions you want to ask.
Ask your 15 questions now.
Well, stop me.
No, I won't stop you. You have all the time to ask any question you want.
But from there, the atmosphere inside the committee quickly became heated. Government MP Heroy Clark then turned his attention to former UHWI Board Chairman Wayne Chai Chung as lawmakers pressed him about the CEO hiring process and procurement concerns at the hospital. Remember, this PAC meeting is examining serious procurement and governance failures at the University Hospital of the West Indies. Wayne Chai Chong reportedly resigned after Health Minister Christopher Tufton overruled a board decision involving the CEO appointment process. But many Jamaicans watching the hearing believe the focus shifted away from accountability and into unnecessary confrontation and intimidation.
Mr. Wayne Chai Chong, I'm going to read from a document that was submitted on November 23rd, 2023. At the time, it is written to Mr. Dunstan Bryan, who was Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health and Wellness. And the paragraph that I'm going to read.
Can you just state what that document is? The last time somebody did that, you were very clear that documents not tabled, we must know what is being read from.
Taylor Hall, University of the West Indies, Mona campus. It is a... Right? So I'm going to say...
No, tell us the document that is you're reading from. Since this is not before us. You remember how you behaved the last time a member reference the document. Can you indicate which document you're reading from? Can you indicate which document you're reading from?
I am going to ask a question, sir. The person that was chosen by you, the same she, how old was that person? Not by the process, by Mr. Chai. Because Mr. Chai is the one that made mention. It is a she.
No, sorry, sir. I do not take decisions. The board takes decisions.
The board?
The board takes decisions.
Did you authorize at any time payment for that person traveling?
Yes, the board.
Why? On what grounds?
The board authorized payment for her travel.
No, not the board. You, Mr. Chairman.
No, sir. The board authorized.
The board did not settle off on it. And you, Mr. Chairman, instruct the board to pay for traveling not only for the person, but also for the person's spouse. Are you aware of that? True or false?
Not aware of the spouse.
You're not aware of the spouse, but
our expense, not aware of expenses for the spouse being paid.
Why is it?
Member, can you reference what you're speaking from?
Get in my 15 questions.
You have some knowledge of it. Is answered. You were at large. You were at large alone to ask this question.
So why you so concerned? So allow him to respond. Back to you, sir.
Right. Not aware of the board authorizing payment for the spouse's travel.
Did you instruct the board to do so?
Authorizing payment?
Yes or no? The payment.
The board authorized the travel.
Not the board. The board was already not settled on the idea of employing the person. I am asking the gentleman, is it true or false? Am I telling a lie?
The board indicated that it wanted to see the individual and complete final due diligence with that individual. And that individual lives overseas. That final due diligence is necessary to be conducted on here in Jamaica.
You're not answering the question, sir.
Go again.
Did you authorize, did you instruct, did you ask, did you recommend anyone? Let
me just say something right here. You see how many times him ask the same question, the same way? And
the same answer.
Yeah, in a courtroom, a judge would, the lawyer would stand up and object and say, ask and answered. And the judge would sustain it. Him ask him a badger the witness now. Because him ask the question, him get the answer, him ask it, him get that same answer, him ask it, him get the same answer. And at some point you have to say, no, this is enough. And by the way, people, this is a distraction because this is not what it's about. This is not what the hearing is about.
No.
Him take it, him want to veer it off sideways. And you see who's sitting next to him? Xavier Main.
I was about to say Rattigan. Look, this is the two of them are sit together, birds of a feather flock together. Look at the two of them.
Yeah.
For the worst people in Parliament.
Two of them don't make one. Because when you listen
two of them don't make one.
Foolishness. And this Saturday, we're going to play this video because there is more to it from Mitchie, big up yourself, Mitchie, never put the whole thing in it. But there's a part in it where it gets really, really tense. And really, really proud of the chairman because him stiffen him spine and deal with the thing proper. All right, here we go.
The board to pay the traveling amount to the person that came from wherever you say she came from.
Again,
now,
sir.
obviously, you know that it is a she.
Right. Again, sir. The board took the decision.
No, it's not the board, Mr. Wayne.
But he has answered, you know. Him said the board
It's
took
not the board. Let me ask you the question. You say the board, you didn't have a taxi board. But how is it that the committee, is there a committee that dealt with the interview of that person?
Yes.
And what was the recommendation?
Of the committee?
That same board. That same committee, sorry.
The recommendation was to hire.
And why did the board refuse? Explain, carry us through. What happened?
Refuse what?
Refuse. Sorry.
Refuse what?
Yeah, that was. I was.
Mr. Chairman, allow the gentleman to
no,
answer
but
the
you have
question.
asked refuse what though?
No, but you don't know, Mr. Chairman, I'm talking to Mr.
But he
Wayne.
doesn't know
Unless
either.
you are now the
I'm
former
asking
chairman.
refuse what? Refuse.
Another bit of parliamentary procedure. Him can't talk, Mr. Hero Clark can't talk directly to Mr. Ching Choi or Choi Ching, whatever.
You have to go to the chair.
Through the chair. So the chair.
Yeah, you said, Chai Chung, yeah.
Chai Chung. The chair's all right to say, clarify. You can't just ask it. So
Yeah.
when him
Yeah.
give his sentence,
What? Right. That I would seek that
Mr.
clarification
Chairman.
as a member.
Mr. Chairman, the gentleman is sitting across from us. Please do not give the gentleman questions.
Refuse what?
You're answering me through the chair. Stop me when you think that you should.
I'm seeking clarification from you when you indicate you asked the question refused, and I'm not certain what you're referring to when you say refused.
You're all right. You don't understand where we're going. You don't know where we're going.
Member Clark, Mr. Chai Chung is asking for clarification on your question. He's asking refuse what? The same thing I'm asking.
The board in session at the time, when the document came from the committee.
All right, let's make it. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask your questions. Go ahead and ask your questions.
You don't know a brief, man.
Member Clark, why you don't ask your questions?
If you would allow the gentleman to say.
No, you are being distracted. Ask your questions.
I am asking you now, sir.
Yeah.
The person, the she, that was brought in. I don't know if it's a lady. Mr. Wayne said it's a she.
Member Clark, just focus and ask your question. Huh?
I am focused, sir.
But you're being distracted. Don't allow yourself to be.
But you're not doing anything about it.
Don't allow yourself to be distracted. You're one of the worst distractors, so go ahead.
Mr. Wayne, once again, sir, did you instruct payment for the traveling of the she?
I believe I've answered that question a few times, but I will repeat.
Sir, I'm asking you again.
I will repeat.
Yes or no? Did you?
I will repeat, sir. The board authorized payment.
And did the board authorize that payment?
Sorry, I responded affirmative to that.
I asked you the question, did you? You said the board is the one that should authorize. I'm asking you.
I did not say should.
Should.
I did not say that, sir.
So you didn't say should. It is not should. It was.
That is correct.
And what was the sum that was paid over to the person?
I cannot recall.
You can't?
No.
But you know it's a she?
Yes.
And you can't recall the money that was paid over to the she?
I do not believe. No, I cannot recall.
And you were a part of the board at that time?
Correct.
And you were the chairman?
That is correct.
You know it's a she, but you don't know the money that was paid over?
I cannot recall the sum.
You know, I came in here this morning and I look at your face and I say, here's an honest man. But then you take all that away from me just now.
I don't think you should
Look
go
who's
there.
talking.
And remember, I don't think you should go there. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Social media users quickly reacted online.
Jesus.
Stop attacking the board members. Heroi is trying to bully him. Why is Heroi Clark so arrogant? And others questioned whether this is the type of conduct Jamaicans should expect inside Parliament.
You can move it out here. Where you just saw people is an exercise in how not to ask questions. And you can learn from it, trust me, you can learn from it. Saturday we're gonna play you the not just the excerpt, but we're gonna play you a bit more because there was a point where Heroi Clark actually went after Julian Robinson. And Julian had to put him in his place. So we're going to show all of that. But, I mean, it's terrible. He must see him question about, God knows. Him say him have 15 questions, and I think he must that question about 15 times. You know, when him say 15 questions, that he probably meant to have, I'm going to ask the question, one question 15 times. People thought that he was going to ask 15 different questions, but it is what it is. And this is what Parliament has become. It has become a laughing stock because you have these detractors in there, and they come in, and they don't come in to really do service to service for the people of Jamaica. They come in to grandstand. And remember, people, Parliament in Jamaica is a part-time gig. It's not a full-time job. It's a part-time gig. And look how much money we're paying them. And remember what the Prime Minister said, to attract the best and the brightest. Now, by any stretch, I don't think you would say Mr. Heroi Clark is the best and the brightest, or among the best and the brightest. I don't think you would, based on just this, what you see right here. And think about it. He's the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. If
the Speaker, go figure.
To the Speaker, he's the one who's going to take over. And yeah, OT, you're right. It's a side hustle. A lot of them, they have businesses. A lot of them have businesses, and this is just this is where they go Parliament. What, twice a week? I think it's twice a week. They go one time for the general sitting, and one time if they're on a standing committee, then they do it. It's a side hustle. So people, you're not getting talk about getting value for money. No, we're not get it. We're not getting value for money. Oh, speaking of which, let me just mention this to you guys. You know, months ago, back in, October 28th, about November, about November, late November, early December, we compiled a segment on ODPEM, a really nice in-depth look at ODPEM. Its management structure, its role and responsibility, its performance, and other factors. We looked at all of that. And every week that I'm supposed to do it, it just kept putting, we just kept putting it off. And it's a good, things happen for a reason. And I'm so glad now that we didn't do it, because now we have the Auditor General's report to look at what ODPEM did and what ODPEM is doing. And remember people, soon as the hurricane hit, before the wind settled and the rain dissipated, what happened? The Prime Minister moved. Actually, I wouldn't even say moved. He dismissed the gentleman who was in charge of ODPEM, the man who's been there for years, and he put in this other man here. You know him?
The man from JDF?
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Think of the Navy him come from. This man is going nowhere fast. Our name. Let me see now. And if you recall, when he came to Parliament, he was chopped up, sliced, and diced by Damien and others. And he's still there. And remember, ATPEM is supposed to be, NaRRA is going to do what ATPEM was supposed to be doing. To some degree. Him name not there. You know the thing. I guess them never want to recognize him. Anybody know him name? Gail. Thanks, Jackie.
Gail,
yeah. Yeah. Gail, a big zero. And when he, and you know what we know what we're going to do? OT, we're going to have to find the video, you know, and watch when he showed up at the post-cap briefing, how the Minister of Education, who's also in charge of communications, how she big him up to no end, and him get up there and give fancy speech. And I haven't read the report yet, enough people. I haven't read it. I got hopefully I find some time to do it between now and Saturday. Yeah, Alvin Gale. See him there? Alvin is out of his league. Alvin has come face to face with the Peter principle. And that is, you rise to your level of incompetence. And that's exactly where he is right now. He may have been good on the high seas as a naval person, but we're on land. And I don't think him know what to deal with the land thing. I think he was Alvin Gill. I think he was in charge of the Navy or something like that. Well, let me see. Because he's a commander. It's not go up, let me see. There it is. Officer, the Maritime Air and Cyber Command. Yeah. Maritime Air and Cyber Command. He will know nothing about them things there. Trust me, people. You can't move that OT. We will deal with him on Saturday. He will know nothing about that. And that is the problem we have over here, people. We have so much material that we can't do justice to everything every week. So some things we have to just leave on the back burner. I'm also working on a story with the school buses. We haven't forgotten that. I'm also working on a story with the drill. We haven't forgotten. But it's just me and a small crew, you know. And remember now, my crew, they don't have side gigs. They have full-time jobs. They have full-time jobs. And so I'm thankful for the assistance that they've provided. And they're not providing the assistance to me. They're providing the assistance to the Jamaican people, wherever you are, to open up their eyes and educate people. And that's the problem. Again, that's the problem we're having. We just have too much material. And I'm telling you, 5 hours, it sounds like a lot. But when we sit down on a Saturday morning, because all week long, we're pushing material, you know, we're exchanging material, we're talking to each other. And then on Saturday, we have that powwow. We start at 9 in the morning and we finish up about 1:30 in the afternoon. And they will come on at 3 o'clock. And when you look at the amount of things that we have to cover, it's difficult, but we're going to try our level best. And again, we're not giving up on the fertilizer. We're not giving up on the drill. We're not giving up on the school buses. And by the way, yeah, Oti, we're going to talk about that Saturday. And by the way, remember now what Mr. Vaz said. Mr. Vaz said he bought the American school buses because they're the gold standard for safety. Remember that. He said that. And so now we're going to see if these, you know, remember they're planning to give him money to buy 100 new buses. We're going to see if he's going to buy 100 of the Gold Star buses. Or is he going to buy 100 Silver Star buses? The buses better not come from Japan because he could have bought those in the first instance. But him said, no, American school buses, the big old Wagga Wagga buses, them. Him said, no, them buses, these are the gold standard for school buses. So make us see what happened. And there's some other things that we're working on. God willing, we're going to have some breaking news. As Jeffrey would say, breaking news. We're going to have some breaking news for now pretty soon. Can't promise you anything, except that, God willing, we will have some news for you shortly about all of them things. One more thing before turn it over to Sis. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, they have their biennial meeting in Jamaica in June. I'm telling you right now, don't go. Do not spend your money and go. No. And let me have a message for them. And I know they're watching the program. I want to work with you guys. I want to work with you. I don't want any conflict. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Because you did it the last time. You did it 2 years ago, but I don't know for some reason you're not doing it now. Send me your promo so that I can make my promo like yours and we can avoid the conflict. You know, you tell me the days you're going to be on and then I come on at night. Because I want to work with you. And whatever topics that you discuss in the morning, then I can discuss them in the nighttime with the people who cannot afford to go to Jamaica or won't go to Jamaica because they think it's just utter nonsense, you know, to fly down to Jamaica to listen to a bunch of people try and tell them, you know, try and fleece them out of their money, try and tell them how to come and invest and all of that stuff. And that is not what the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council is all about or should be about. The Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, its mandate is rooted in the diaspora policy of 2000. Sorry, 2020. And it says that the policy, the overarching policy is one, to ensure that diaspora members and their descendants prosper in the countries where they live. Meaning that take care of the people who live overseas. That's the purpose of having this overseas, this diaspora conference. That's the first one. And the second one is to leverage that prosperity towards the national development of Jamaica. What does that mean? It means we provide some advice when necessary, and we provide assistance, like, you know, when you have a catastrophic event. But remember, the first one, you know, is to ensure that diaspora members and their descendants prosper in the countries where they reside. Go and look it up. It's in the diaspora policy. But now I make this up. How many of you have prospered as a result of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council? How many of you? I don't think I'm going to get anybody who can tell me yes. Because if you tell me yes, then we have a whole bunch of questions after that. You know, because we want to find out how other people can prosper as well, not just you. So, these people, I'm asking you, in fact, I'm beseeching you not to go. Stay at home, save your money. Time stuff, you know, you see your gas price gone up. Go into the supermarket and say, where you could have buy last week with $20, you have to spend $30 this week for buy the same thing. And probably next week you have $40, right? Airline tickets gone up. Car rentals gone up. Hotel gone up. Food gone up. Plus you have to take time from work. No, don't do that. Go to work and come home. And in the comfort of your home, just turn on the channel and then come and watch us discuss what was said that day at the conference. And we're going to provide you with solutions. We're going to discuss what was said and how we go about addressing those things so that they can benefit you meaning people in the diaspora, and people in Jamaica. That's what we're about. So, Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, please, when you come out with the promo, man, come out with the promo and send it to me quick, because me have my promo man on standby. Me tell him, say, me would give to him already so he can just make up our one. You know? So, and for some things, we follow fashion. So, send us the one that you have so that we can just make it easy for us. We can just make our one and we just put it out and we coordinate so that you go daytime, we go nighttime. You talk about education, we talk about education. And so that people can, if they so choose, especially the ones who are attending the conference, they can attend, listen, and then at nighttime when they're in them $500 hotel rooms, they can just tune in and listen to what we have to say. All right? So that's where we are. Oh, OT said there's a biannual video too. All right, OT, I don't know if we want to play that video. We'll save it for Saturday because we want to turn on the phone. Kevin showed me how to use the phone. Again, user error. Went to T-Mobile and them show me how to do it. Hopefully we'll see how things work out. Sis, what's on your mind?
Everything. You said, I know I did not smoke and I'm not drunk. Yeah. You said that another thing that the person rather than go to the biennial conference in Jamaica, what they somebody Rattigan. Rather than go to the biennial conference, they can pool that money together and adopt a family in the West. Calm yourself, Rattigan. Calm yourself. Are you okay? I don't know. Okay. Yes. So everybody in the chat, hi, good evening. Okay, this is my thing. Rather than pool for those persons who might make plans to go to Jamaica for their biennial conference, pool that money together, the plane fare, the accommodation money, all of that, and use it to adopt a family who is sleeping under a tarp, sleeping in their cars, who is in a shelter, who has been affected by both Beryl and Melissa, who have not recovered from those two hurricanes. Use that because it would go a long way to help your fellow Jamaicans rather than go and hobnob with these people who don't care about our fellow Jamaicans. But let's double back to Leroy Clark and his disrespectful behavior in the Parliament. I'm just asking these questions. Is this the same Leroy Clark who has two intimate partners, whether wife and sweetheart or sweetheart and wife, but two women who are close to him who had some issues with narcotics? That's one. Two, is this the same Leroy Clark who spoke disparagingly about the opposition leader, so much so the opposition leader had to sue him? Because if this is the same Leroy Clark, he has no moral ground upon which to stand, to even look at Mr. Wayne Chai Chung cross-eyed, let alone to ask him a question. Because he's asking questions, but not based on the statement that the gentleman provided. Because you would think that the questions will be based on that and also on the report that came out of the Auditor General's office about what is happening at the UHWI. But he came with his sideshow, and then he had his side piece there with him, who was also a distraction. And Xavier Main is the last person who should be creating any problems in the Parliament and wanting to, because Xavier Main was no different from Leroy Clark in terms of his questioning of Mr. Chai Chung. Despicable. And Xavier Main, who was recommended by the Integrity Commission, who is under investigation, sued the Integrity Commission. So these are the kinds of people that are sitting in the Parliament. How can they be taken seriously? And then when the Speaker talks about, decorum and decency and how the Parliament must behave and the young people are looking on, look at the members of her party, her administration, and look at their behavior and tell me that the behavior of these men are worthy of emulation, that anybody should want to be like them. It is an utter disgrace. And the thing is, based on, and here I'd like to ask Leroy Clark, what have you done in your constituency for your constituents that is tangible? What agency, what institution have you really established to help your constituents come out of the poverty that they are in? However long you have been member of Parliament in that constituency, what have you done that is tangible? Because he's just wasting taxpayers' money, and all he goes to the Parliament to do is to be disruptive. Look at him in any setting whatsoever and see how disruptive he carries on. Even this evening when Nikisha, I heard Nikisha's sectoral presentation. He was very disrespectful and disruptive. So, you know, they really serve no purpose. And it is a shame that you know, Mr. Chai Chung had to sit and listen to all of that disrespect that was hurled at him. But the people are looking on, and history will not be kind to these persons. And we have to do better. We have to do better. And to those persons who, I will always say this, to those persons who sold their votes for $5,000 and a 2-piece KFC, this is the result. This is what you voted for.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad.
Mm-hmm.
See, OT in the background, I put up all kind of things. I don't know. Where you want to go now, OT? Because I want to open up the phone line. Because I want to finish early. Because people, I'm telling you, I'm tired. Because normally I sleep like 1 hour. You know, I can't get good sleep at all. Because, you know, when we're working at the wee hours of the morning and it's like get up back in an hour, 2 hours. Because I try to finish this thing, and after I finish the show, I have to try and wrap it up tonight and send it off to be prepared. And so we'll see how that goes, because we have a few days left. Time is against us, but I think I finished it. We just need to refine it now, and then we can send it. And then now we have to go turn and look at the one that the Gleaner filed. But I'm telling you, people, you see, when you're in a hurry to hurt people, you are going to make mistakes. When you try to do evil to people, you are going to make mistakes. You're going to overlook a lot of things. And that is exactly what is going on. I mean, let me say, give thanks to my little crew, because every time I talk to them, it's like they just jog my memory about something, or them inspire the intellectual juices. And we start thinking about some things and say, oh, look at this. Just this evening, I found out something about the Gleaner that I overlooked it so many times. And I'm sure they overlooked it too. I don't tell them what, but they overlooked it. I overlooked it and they overlooked it. But now I know what it is. And it's a very significant point. And I hear that people have called me from Jamaica and them say, boy, the Gleaner face hard times. I said, where they're selling the North Street location. And I said, they've closed down a couple radio stations. They're trying to consolidate because they're under tremendous financial strains. They're losing money. But none of my business that. But none of my business.
No. Not your monkey, not your circus.
Not at all. I'm Merlin for this right. Karma never forget an address.
True.
No. Never forget. I like that one there. OT, take down that one there. Karma never forget an address. I like that. Jamaica, Crofty, Dirty Bungle. Oh, Gillian. Gillian, no, Gillian writes to them beggy. Sure. It's what Gillian right now.
Oh, have mercy. Gillian, behave yourself in this Wednesday evening, please and thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, OT, what you want me to do? You want to play something, or you want me to open the phone line? Which one of them? Just pick a video. Pick anything. Okay.
By 51%. And January 2025 had the lowest monthly murder count since September 2014. Our efforts have also resulted in the reduction of active gangs by 50%. We continue to increase firearm seizures, and in more communities, we are experiencing less violence. We will realize our vision of Jamaica as the place of choice to live, work, do business, raise families, and retire in peace and prosperity.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
All right. Move that out there. Yeah.
But for the month of April, Rattigan, over 130-something Jamaicans were killed by the police, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How many days does April have?
30.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you see OT put body cams because you see them show body cams in the foot,
Yeah, I noticed that, yes. But are they utilizing them though on
they use
special operations?
for traffic, not for operations, which is crazy because
Yeah,
operations is when them go out and them commit the extrajudicial killings.
exactly, exactly.
You know, so Simuka for real, so as well as Sumuka man, Sumuka you have to have tough skin, Sumuka. You're supposed to just look evil in the face and just say, hey, stare it down. No, Sumuka, here's the thing. I mean, know where I come from, Sumuka. I can't, I know exactly where you're coming from. But here's what happened now. You see, when you address these people, you can't address them with where somebody tell somebody who tell your friend and your cousin who tell you. You want to play the words that come out of their mouth. And then they say, this is what they said then, and this is what they're saying now, and this is what they've done. You know what involve any third parties or hearsay. You want to approach them with hard, cold facts. So that's why we play the video. And I know it's difficult for some of you, I know it's very difficult, but just toughen up. Stay with us. Stay with us. And because it's tough for me. It's tough for, I'm sure it's tough for Sis. It's tough for the producer, OT, and Joan. It's tough for them sometimes to listen to these people talk, knowing that these people, they do not mean the Jamaican people well. As I'm saying that to you, know what just come to mind? The $400,000 that was given to Minister Grange and the others.
Grange.
I don't know where that money gone.
Yeah.
Like when they
Go
did
back to COVID.
There. Nobody knows where the money went. Nobody. Everybody.
What Rattigan? Before you move on, you talk about being disheartened by what is happening. I'm speaking to Baron today and saying to him, when you read the Auditor General's report and you juxtapose that to what is happening in real time, the lived experiences of many Jamaicans, you hurt in a way that you smile just to keep from crying for your own people, because but for the grace of God, go you or I. You see what I'm saying? The circumstances, have it been different, it could have been us. And when you stop to think that they have the money, Rattigan, from burial, and they don't spend it on the people, and I ask the question, how do they sleep at night knowing that they could change the lives of many of these persons who are still sleeping under tarpaulin in their cars, in shelters, and they're not doing that? It makes you hurt in a way that is inexplicable. You just cannot wrap your brain around at a prime minister, his wife, the speaker, and the women. I mean, Rattigan, I don't understand it, and I hurt in a way that I just can't explain.
Yeah, it's tough. Lowell Morgan said, "Karma, no forget address." Yeah, put that up, OT. We need them things there. We need them things there, When you come to the bar, David Crossburn. Oh, okay. To look at the 2025. Big up yourself, David. Call to the bar, David. Okay. 2025. Okay. All right. No problem. OT, I'm gonna turn on the phone now, or you want to play another video? It's 10 after 10 right now, and we really want to finish up this thing, and then try and get some sleep because tomorrow is another day. So, phone. OT said turn on the phone. All right. The boss that so we just have to listen. Yeah. So I don't know when she geek to me, when she style me. 667 369 8569. I'm hoping that the phone will work tonight. Went to T-Mobile, sat down with Kevin, and I think it's gonna work tonight. I hope so. Uh-oh. See, it go sideways, you know. It's supposed to, this, I don't understand what going on, you know. When the brother show me, it never go sideways. Now it go sideways. What is... Oh, what is... Okay, so then other people, 1-667-369-8569. 667-369-8569. I think we got a problem already because when him show me in the phone store, me no see it go on away there. Do him send me for touch again? Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right, we'll work it out. All right. Calling with questions on me. How could the Jamaican authorities execute their citizens in broad daylight? Vivian Swaby. How could the Jamaican authorities execute their citizens in broad daylight? Well, how could they do it? Them just do it. Them just do it. Independence Jamaica said Pegasus kick out. Yeah. We had a nice discussion last night on Mystic about that. And quite interesting. Quite interesting. But like I said, you know, it's not just Pegasus and the Israelis. You have to think about the Chinese too, because remember, the Chinese built a building for the Jamaican government. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade headquarters.
Foreign Ministry, yeah.
Royal Street. And I can tell you right now, from a counterintelligence background, I would never, if I were affiliated with any foreign government in Jamaica, particularly, you know, like the US, Canada, the UK, I would never go down there and have any meetings. I would never do it because the Chinese built that building, and you just have to assume that the building is wired. Building is completely wired. You just have to assume it. Just to err on the side of caution. Because if you have confidential information, hold on a second. Hello?
Oh, Mr. Rattigan, how are you?
Hey, Miss Northeast, talk to me.
I got you. How are you, Miss Daisy?
I'm good, Miss Northeast. How are you, my love?
Very well, thanks. And I know OT is on. Hello, OT. Hello, everyone on the live. Okay, I got a few stuff I would like to say. Okay, let's start off with Jamaican government. We are not here to annoy you. We are just here to regulate your nervous system. Not all agents live in heaven. Please learn to strive, not just survive.
Okay. Good one.
At the opening of a new police station over there, that was in St. Catherine a few weeks ago, he stated that the YouTubers are disconnecting progress from the Jamaican government. You build a new facilities to benefit respect. You are wrong. That's what you said. It's more like benefiting human decencies, Mr. Prime Minister. Why not refurbish all police stations, all the facilities? You know, you don't need a pat on your back, okay? Because I won't be giving you one. Okay. You know, what he doesn't understand is this. You know, I don't, for a prime minister, and he's a younger person, he's like 54 years old, he should have known certain things already. You know, there is 6 honest serving men in life, you know, which taught you to learn Their names are want and how, when and who, where and why. That's common, something that this man doesn't have. I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand him. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're living in a twilight zone. That's what I'm seeing from these people. Every day they're going to do something, they still haven't done it. You know, I went back and I watched a lot of Mr. Rattigan videos. I went to his library like 2-3 years ago. And most of the things that I heard this man said, all he's doing is making promises, etc., etc. You know, so many YouTubers cannot be lying on the man. It's like, you know, he tried to make a dough, but he have more flour. He has more flour than baking powder. What happened when you try to fry some dumpling?
Can't rise.
It goes flat line. Am I not correct?
Yeah, it can't rise.
Exactly. Let me move on. Because I have these things for a few weeks now. Let me move on to Miss Dana Dixon et al. A student recently was unalive. It's one student who unalive another student, someplace in the Kingston area.
Oh, okay. No, when you say unalive, I thought you meant on a live, but I know what you mean.
Yes. You know, so from a station down there, they interview a female from the same school. I was shocked when that female said, she stated, her words, a self-defense. We do the same thing too. So bullyism are accepted in school. You know, why not make it your business, government, Miss Dana Dixon, or whoever runs the educational system? Why not have an auditorium meeting at least once per month with the following personnel: the chief of police, a psychologist, a fire chief, you know, a religious leader, a member who is a pillar of the community, parents, children. Show the children you all care, you know. Are you all getting my drift? I hope they are, because it doesn't make sense. I never heard them talk about, let's have a meeting in the schools with the children, you know, for fancy face. That's what you need to be doing, okay? All right. I understand that I don't know if they already moved from the school with that, you know, sexual stuff, whatever, okay? But they said they're moving them. At least they're listening to us. Move the kids from the school. They're not supposed to be subjected, you know, to certain things. Let them grow up and learn that. Okay? Now, let me go at Mr. Tufton. I recently saw you as a man in the street asking men if they have children who are jacket. Are you for real?
Exactly.
What are your business to do? You know, most recently I saw him on a program when you was off there for that week, Mr. Rattigan, promoting sexual innuendo, bow job, and oral sex. He said it. I'm just repeating what the man said. You know, he was on God, I forgot the name of a channel that he was on down there. You know, that's none of his business. Go take care of the hospitals. The people need health care. They need, you know. I don't understand. How does he? Is he a real doctor, Mr. Rattigan?
Yeah. No.
PhD in marketing.
PhD in marketing. Yeah.
That's not a doctor. That's just a plating. I could go get one. You could get one. Miss Daisy could get one. In our work.
Miss Marty is funny.
So he walking around introducing these, and then he have a nerve to say recently, I believe it was this week here, that 14 years old, was it Vaz who said it? One of them said it, 14 years old, and you guys over, you know, in the diaspora, they always come picking at us like they think we're chump change. We're not pushovers. They need to stop it. Right? They're saying that they're watching the televisions over here from you guys, and what he said it on, I think he said it in the Parliament, one of them said it, and they're learning bad things from you. No, stop them. You're the one who teaching them how to go do bow jobs. Stop it. These people them these things. These people make me sick, and it's the truth I'm telling you, okay? All right, I'm getting there. So why not making their business, hold on. Because I'm trying to jot these things down too, okay? Yes, Mr. Tufton, go fix the hospitals. That's what you need to do. You can't give people a pill, they need a pill emergency room. They have to go purchase those things themselves. What are you guys doing with the money? What are you guys doing with the money? I know the United States might have gave $6.7 billion. I understand. It wasn't really, everything wasn't in dollars and cents, okay? Everything wasn't in dollars and cents, okay? But what they need to do, okay, now they're going to talk about what they want the Diaspora to come down to Jamaica, to breed up for them. And at the same time, he's teaching the Jamaican how to talk about oral sex. So, okay, so you know what? I hope children are not watching, so I'm going to step off what I was going to say. It was not going to be kind, okay? So we're dealing with two different Jamaica. That is not right. I am not throwing out words, oozing insults. I'm saying the facts. Who are noble and holier than thou. It seems Mr. Willis, Mr. Voice, Mr. Red, oh Lord, and Mr. Tufton, okay? Mr. Rattigan, one question, then I'm getting off.
All right.
Have you heard anything about Miss Jean Ann Panton? Is there a case in progress, or do they still have this woman languishing in jail? I'm going to step off and give you the time to answer you and Mrs. Daisy, okay?
All right, Miss Northeast. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay, Miss Northeast, have a good evening.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, folks, this is that young lady there is a very, very dedicated and studious person. She watches, I mean, a lot of knowledge. She watches all of the programs, not just my programs, but other programs as well. And she dissects them and she analyzes them and she comes to her own conclusions. She's a critical thinker. And that's what we're asking. That's what we're trying to get all of the people on the platform to. And most of you are there already. Don't get me wrong. Most of you are there already. And I'm just so happy when somebody like Miss Northeast can call me and say, listen, let's discuss this issue and then we'll talk. And then I'll just listen. And then she'll say, okay, this is what happened. And here's how I view it. And here is the evidence. And, here's my analysis. And it makes sense. So, Miss Northeast, big up yourself. I know you don't get through as often as you would like to, because if you notice, folks, she jotted stuff down. She asked, she made quite a few comments about different ministers and their portfolios, and that's because we've been having problems with our telecommunication system. So we haven't been able to. She hasn't been able to call in. We haven't been able to connect on the program as much as we would like to. But big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Go ahead, sis.
1 second there, Rattigan. Miss Northeast talked about the minister, the public relations minister of health, out in the streets talking about jacket and oral sex. Do you realize that just from my perspective, that it is in his mind, that is where the people are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They are not thinking about the fact that when they go to the hospital, they don't have medication. So he's not out there talking to them about that. He's thinking that they're not thinking that, when they go, if they're admitted, they might not have a bed. if they need a surgery, they might have to buy all the tools they need for the surgery. None of that is in the he's not talking about Cornwall Regional with all the massive cost overruns. He's talking about salacious things like this is only what the people can connect with. They cannot, they can't reason on a higher level about the issues that affect them on a day-to-day basis, their lived experiences. And I found it disrespectful for him to be out there talking like that, because this is the same minister who, I think it was Zara Burton who asked him, I'm not sure if it's Zara Burton, I stand corrected on that, when there was asked him about an affair, whether or not he had an affair with his wife, cheated on his wife, was like, that's none of your business. Then if that was he's a public official, it's a public health concern if that is his lifestyle, though everybody's still entitled to their privacy. But it's a public health issue. And if that is how he felt then, how then can he be in people's face talking about oral sex and jacket? That makes some sense. I cannot connect the two. And I think I have nothing against public health. And that is why you have the public health inspectors. That's why you have school nurses. That's why you have community clinics, for them to go there and have these kinds of conversations. It's not for the minister to be out in the street wasting taxpayers' money on this kind of nonsense. Because for him to be out there, my question is, how much did it cost taxpayers? And who funded it? Was it done through, which department of the Ministry of Health? Was it funded by, was the money given to his friend, his special friend, who he facilitated getting $80 million to do what? So you see these things out there, and you see the minister out there in the streets, Ratty, and it doesn't sit well with me personally when there are other issues that need to be addressed.
All right, caller, welcome to Come Reasons, Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, calling from here in the Bronx, actually.
Yes.
Good night to you, Miss Daisy.
Good night. Good night.
Yes, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, so we get the luxury of tuning in. All right. We have two brief comments. One, I was impressed with Nikisha Birchall's presentation today.
Mm-hmm. True, yeah.
I guess she was probably listening to you. She took time out to get familiar with some of the standing orders. and by doing that, she was able to quote the section that she was rising or addressing a particular issue.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, she was able to took a job at NNN, the Cliff Hughes network there, where she was able to accuse them of being the recipient of benefits and spoils from the government without actually naming them.
Okay.
And the result of that, I was impressed, because she was able to shoot down any dissent from the government by quoting specifically from the standing orders, and that to me made a lot of difference. I had to back up, The second issue, Keith Duncan claimed the other day that he was the conceptualizer of the epoch, the oversight thing that was monitoring the affairs of the economy back then.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't. And we know that he wasn't. But what really struck me, Will and Daisy, was that he was saying that one of the requirements that he insisted that had to be put in place was oversight, was accountability. And that wasn't actually spending government money then, It wasn't spending taxpayers' money. But he wanted accountability to be in that framework.
Mm-hmm.
However, you support that with NaRRA, that is spending and will issue contracts, you name it, that could lead to kickbacks. And you're refusing to insist that you have accountability and a framework to guide ways to guide the whole process. Make it make sense.
Right, it doesn't make no sense. No sense.
That don't make no sense for me,
No.
So you can expound on that if you wish. All right, we hang up on.
All right.
And keep through it.
All right. Thanks for that.
Good night. Good night. Good night, Mr. Bronx. Yeah, Rattigan, on the issue of Keith Duncan, it looked like when they associate with the Jamaica Labour Party, everybody just lie and thief. You know, just something corrupt about them. I'm not saying Mr. Duncan is a thief. I'm just but he lied about being the architect of the legislation with regard to the meeting the requirements of getting back into the IMF, getting monies from the multilaterals.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to quote Ralston Hyman from Portland Spice TV. That is not true. He was never there. All right? It was Ralston Hyman who was sent to craft that legislation. That has nothing to do with Keith Duncan. He wasn't there. He was brought in by the minister to be a part of it, but he knew nothing about it. So to go into the Senate and say, to make such a blatant lie. And you know what bothers me about these people? They tell you lies that you can prove them wrong. They know they're lying and they still say it anyway. When they know that there's somebody who's going to come and say that's not true. So he did not do it. He did not craft that legislation. He did not. And as a matter of fact, what that was about, it was epoch, and what that was about was the administration of Bruce Golding, of which Andrew Holness was a Minister of Education, and he was also leader of government business. That administration brought Jamaica to its knees financially because they did not pay back their loans, did pass their IMF tests, and they basically thumbed their nose at the rules regarding how they should operate within the, paying back their loans to the IMF. So they were shut out of the financial markets, getting no money. So if you're not getting any money from the IMF, you're not going to get it from any multinational company, all right? So they were shut out. And so when Portia Simpson Miller won in 2012, she had to now put together, with her Minister of Finance, put together a team now to go and lobby the IMF to go back into to get loans from the multilaterals so that she could help to keep the Jamaican economy afloat, all right, to help bail out prop up the Jamaican economy. So they had to get back into the financial markets. They could not. And again, quoting Ralston Hyman, Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson walked with their resignation so they could get this loan, and they went to the Black Caucus, and they spoke with Maxine Walters, and Yvette Clark, and went to Lagarde to help to get this loan, to get them, and they had to put in place different legislations to make sure that the loan is paid back and fiscal discipline is maintained, and that no government can come and do what the Bruce Golding administration, of which Andrew Holness was a part, would do what they did to shut the Jamaican economy out of from the multilaterals. Okay, so Keith Duncan wasn't a part of that, and people can go and watch Portland Spice TV, go into his library, so you can learn about what this issue with Jamaica being shut out of the multilaterals during 2012 coming to 2013. So Keith Duncan was never the one who did that. As a matter of fact, Mark Golding was the one responsible too for writing the legislation, being a part of crafting the legislation, given his legal background and all of that. So it has nothing to do with Keith Duncan, and he shouldn't say that.
Okay. Well said, well said, well said. Hey, folks, remember the Prime Minister said, I think he said it during the election. It might have been on the stage when he was debating. Yeah, I think it was when he was debating opposition leader Mark Golding. He said that, words to the effect that just because you're born in Jamaica, that doesn't make you a Jamaican. Words
doesn't make you a Jamaican, which is rubbish.
I know. Look with the diaspora thing now, right? You see the diaspora thing now, they might beg you,
Exactly.
give me money.
Exactly.
Money, right?
Exactly.
One.
Yeah.
The second thing is, folks, remember I told all of you that, because there was a video being played of the former Attorney General, former Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, a former MP Malahoo Fort, who's now the chairperson of the Ethics Committee and is at the same time a backbencher. And remember when she was giving her talk about NaRRA and people, they were jumping up and down. And she said, I don't know why those people over there, why they're celebrating. And I said to you, no matter what questions you hear she asking over there, she's not going to vote against the bill. Remember?
She did. She did.
Yeah, but then they called her.
Exactly. She was bullied. She was bullied.
Yeah, them drape her up.
Even by the speaker.
Them drape her up.
Yes.
In public. Because they asked her to vote. She said, nay. And then
she said, yes, she voted. Yes.
Fort, what is your vote? Because she heard her. Hold on. We can't find that video there. Find that video there. Let me see if we can. Where the OT? Which part is there again? Hold on there. We have some things that Saturday for play to regarding Minister Vaz. It's gonna be fun. Hey, by the way, people, let me show you. Let me show you something here. We'll play this Saturday, but I mean, I enjoy watching my South African Parliament. You know, I'm telling you, enjoy watching it because all right. See, look how I'll show you something. Look how Julius style up the man. Yeah. Style him up. Let's watch this. Watch this.
Comrade Terra, when you went to prison, Robben Island, you were a black consciousness. And when you came back, you became a historical mistake, which came out of Robben Island. It is extremely disappointing every time you open your mouth to speak here, that which you thought you represent, you have abandoned. You can't ask the question, who are your people? Because the National Democratic Revolution answers that question. It says the motive forces that stands to benefit from the victories of this revolution. Those are our people. Who are the motive forces of the National Democratic Revolution which you went to prison for? The motive forces of the National Democratic Revolution are the oppressed. Who are the oppressed? The blacks in general and Africans in particular. But consciousness, when it escapes you, it doesn't say goodbye. You are such a typical example of a person who has just lost his political consciousness. Because these teachings they should have taught you in Robben Island. But clearly, that University of Life has dismally failed when it came to you. So it is actually extremely wrong of you to stand here and want to distort a history. All we are saying is that, as the EFF, let us subject the whole thing to consultation. We don't have a problem. We cannot come and meet here as a group of elite and take a decision on behalf of our people. Let it be referred to committees. Let our people be consulted. Let ordinary South Africans make input. We are not opposed to that. As long as this parliament agrees that indeed we are at one, but let us go and take a further mandate from our people.
What were you doing in Robben Island?
Honorable Ndlozi. Honorable Ndlozi.
What were you doing in Robben Island?
I'm now left with 45. Honorable Ndlozi. No. This is sabotage. This is 145. I haven't spoken for a minute. And this thing is 1 minute 45 left. This is sabotage. I've been watching this thing. It's only, I haven't spoken for a minute. And this thing is 1 minute 45 left. No, something must be corrected. You must correct this. You give me 4 minutes and in no time this thing jumps to 145. It can't be like that.
Honorable Dakota.
No, it cannot be like that, sir.
Honorable member.
You cannot say that I've spoken for a minute. 4 minutes has gone down to 1 minute 45. No, sir,
Honorable Dakota, let's explain to you, sir. As soon as anybody raises a point of order, the clock is stopped.
But it says
even as you are talking now, it's been stopped. It hasn't moved.
But I had not spoken for a minute. Is 1 minute now is left 1:45.
Honorable Dakota.
How can it be 1:45? Anybody who's honest, this is not 1:45 left. I can't be left with 1:45.
Yes, please take your seat. What's your point of order, Honorable Member?
No, we want to offer him extra minutes on condition he says right things about land.
No. Honorable Dakota, that clock only works, as you notice now, it stopped when you speak.
I could not have spoken.
No, you can't be sitting there and complaining, Honorable Dakota. Please proceed.
Let me move this. And see, that's one of the things about the speaker in Jamaica. They have 2 clocks, right? If you look in Parliament in Jamaica, they have 2 clocks. But I don't think that they're keeping time for the speakers. It's just regular time. I think that's what it is. What they should have is what they have in South Africa, where they have a clock, and you can actually see. They have timekeepers, and when you're interrupted, it stops.
It stops.
Yeah, and that's why they should have something like that, because then no Speaker Holiness now, she can't tell people you have 2 minutes, you have 1 minute. Because, and one of the things that they should do is when people interrupt them, they should say, reclaiming my time.
Yes.
When somebody interrupts, say, reclaiming my time, Speaker, and that way serve it. Let me just play one more. We have 2 more, and then you'll laugh at this. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me remove that. That's not the one. I think it's
African Parliament, the one place where politics meets pure entertainment, from iconic clapbacks to moments that had the whole country laughing.
Yes, Honourable Member, what are you raising on?
Deputy Speaker, this man over here,
Honourable Member, Honourable Member.
You just threatened me now, Speaker. This is what we are being subjected to. Because you're allowing them to get away.
Honourable Member.
Verbal abuse on that side.
Saying?
Assaulting us. This man just threatened me.
Huh?
That one there, Mulder. He threatened me now, Speaker.
He said what?
He threatened me. He threatened he's going to beat me. That one, that old man. That old man.
No, Honourable Member, please, man, be careful of your language. Honourable Member, why do you threaten that Honourable Member there? Honourable Member, did you threaten him? What are you raising on, Honourable Sope?
Deputy Speaker, I'm raising on a point of order.
Yeah, what's the point of order?
The chief whip of the DA stood up in the House, is on record to say...
Honourable Msongo. Honourable Msongo. Oh.
Deputy Speaker.
No, Honourable Members, what are you doing? What are you screaming? What's happening? Honourable Msongo.
He's insulting me, Lompan. He's insulting me, Lompan.
No. Honourable Members, this is despicable. I can't understand this.
Deputy Speaker, I'm on the...
Who are you pointing at? Who are you pointing out? Who are you pointing at? Who's that? Which member is that? No, tell me which member is that?
This man, this one, yeah.
Honourable, which honourable member?
We're not racist, man. You.
Honourable member, what is it that you are saying to Honourable Mhlongo?
Deputy Speaker, with the greatest respect, I have no idea what this honourable member is referring to. Other than, I don't know the vernacular, Deputy Chair. But my colleague, Honourable Khadebe, tells me that this honourable member called me a piece of SHIT. So I would ask that he be asked to withdraw that comment. Thank you, Deputy.
Honourable members, you are really out of order. Honourable Mhlongo. Did you say what they say you said?
Honorable member?
I didn't say, I don't know what they're talking about.
He said, I withdraw this truth. It's not a truth. Can he withdraw? And if that's how COPE gathers material, no wonder they are where they are, but he has not withdrawn.
Honorable member, thank you very much. I have asked the member to withdraw. That's the first statement he made. I again asked him to withdraw. He did. But given that you are raising a concern, I will again check the Hansard. Can, for now, the honorable member proceed?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. You see, some of us don't know English properly.
Can
and then
Honorable
we
Madisha,
can only come and say,
Honorable Madisha,
hong, 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 like that.
Honorable
member.
Madisha,
Yes. Hong, hong, hong.
Honorable Madisha,
Hong, hong,
Honorable Madisha.
That's the only thing that she knows.
Honorable Madisha.
Yes. Thank you.
Honorable Madisha. Yesterday, honorable member, yesterday in this house, Honorable Carter, who is your member, raised a point of order around members who were making animal noises. And we asked them to withdraw. And can you please withdraw what you have just done?
Chairperson.
Chairperson.
Okay, I got your.
Motho itse sentle gore ke bua Setswana go mo heta. O ya yazi into yoba ngithetha isiXhosa. Lisikhuluma
Order, honorable members.
Ungaphikisa kodwa uyandazi.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Pando. Honorable Madisha.
That's exactly what she's doing.
Honorable
and we're leaving her to do
you
that.
have actually exhausted your time. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chairperson.
Hong, hong, hong. To hell with you.
No, Honorable Chairperson.
Honorable Madisha, can you please withdraw?
Chairperson.
Point of order, Chair.
Order.
On a point of order.
Chairperson.
Order, honorable member. I've recognized the chief whip of the majority party. I've noted. I've just recognized the chief whip. Chief whip of the majority party.
Honorable
Order, honorable members.
Honorable House Chair. Honorable House Chair.
Yes, Chief Whip.
We have been restraining the members of the African National Congress for a long time. In the face of blatant provocation. Now, Honorable Madisha is crowning it. He says, to hell with you. And this house is laughing and enjoying it. He must not only withdraw, he must be taken to the ethics committee because he cannot be allowed to do it. Now, he must withdraw and be taken to the ethics committee.
Thank you very much. Honorable Madisha.
Person, can you please note me also?
Honorable Madisha, did you mention the statement as it has been alleged?
Can I go on, Chairperson? The Chief Whip, I withdraw that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I withdraw.
Honorable Madisha.
Speaking. Honorable Kaula, Kautule uvalumlomo. Awuvaleki lo mlomo wakho. Honorable members.
Ngiyabonga.
Honorable member.
Uxolo, ngisacela ukukhuluma.
Honorable member, what are you talking about? What are you raising up?
Ngiyabonga. Uyabona nje indlela okhuluma ngayo kumina ngiwumama omdala. Ngicela uxolisa lento eshoyo manje ngoba
Honorable
right yami le ngishoyo.
Honorable member, ngicela uhlale phansi ngoba abantu abadala abazenzi lezi zinto ozenzayo.
You must know what you say to me now.
Ngikuhlonipha kabi ma. Ngicela uhlale phansi ngoba lezi zinto ozenzayo indlela okhuluma ngayo la ngaphakathi endlini. Akuzona izinto ezenziwa ngabantu abadala abangangawo. Ngicela uhlale phansi.
Ngiyalalela but you must withdraw what you say now.
No, I'm not going to withdraw because I'm suggesting to you that your conduct is unparliamentary, is incorrect, and I've ruled on it. And you are not supposed to contest what I'm saying here. If you want to contest it, write it down, give it to your chief whip, and let's talk about it, please.
No, Rule 45. Yes, you are wrong. I must call a bouncer to take you out now because you not respect what I'm saying to you now.
Honorable Steenhuisen, what are you raising on?
Deputy Speaker.
Yes, Honorable.
Before you get taken out by the bouncers, I would like to make this point.
Minister Nomvuya Mankonyane. Kanjalo la South Africa edle wayiqeda zonke imali. Nalabo Bentenberg. Into esibona esiyenzekile la South Africa.
Member, what's your point?
I rise on a point of order, House Chair, to really insist that the honourable member may not refer to a member of this House in this derogatory manner, but that if she wants to lay any aspersions, she can then do so through a substantive motion. We request that you order her to actually withdraw, Honourable House Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable. No, I'm dealing with the order as raised.
Are you going to come after?
I have to rule on the order first, Honourable Member. Honourable Mam Kaula, what you have said is unparliamentary when you talk about the minister and you have to bring a substantive motion if you have to accuse a member of this house about that. Ngicela ukhoxise kulogo mama. Ngicela ukhoxise kuqala mama.
Angani ngiyaqala ukukhuluma manje ungena emlonyeni.
Okay ma.
What the Honourable Minister is doing is alleging and insinuating that the Honourable Madisha is under the influence of alcohol.
Order.
Now, she can.
Order, honourable members.
The Honourable Minister can bring a motion to the House. I don't think you'll get a seconder from the Honourable Nzimande or the Honourable Mace. But
order, honourable member. I've noted your point.
No, you are not going to be allowed.
No,
if you insist, honourable members, if you insist on, no, it's not going to happen because it is clear you are all
Bantu wena kuyangijabulisa nibona abantu bakini abamnyama benganawo umhlaba. Kuthini mawusuke airport babona behleli kabuhlungu. Ukhombisa ukuthi nina nidayise ngezwe la ngabantu bakini. Ibhlungu lento niyenza.
Honourable members.
Umhlaba sowuthatha ngenkani.
Honourable members.
Nathi baphuca omkhulu bethu kabuhlungu bayofaka ematsheni.
Honourable member.
Ungadlali ngathi wena.
Take your seat, honourable members. We are proceeding now.
Which can threaten me. And if Blade is going to make threats here and you don't call him to order, he must know that I'm not scared of him. No. And there's nothing that was starting which will not finish. We're not scared of Blade, neither are we scared of President Zuma's administration, or are we scared of the ANC. There's nothing we're scared of. And we cannot be threatened by Blade.
Honourable members, will you take your seats,
finish
please?
it. There's nothing we cannot finish. We'll finish it. We can guarantee you now.
Honourable members.
We will finish it. There's nothing you can do.
Honourable Malema, will you take your seat now?
Nothing at all.
Honourable Malema, will you take your seat now?
You must know that, Blade. There's nothing you can do. Nothing.
Honourable.
For the next 5 years, this is what you are going to be subjected
members.
to. And we are here. We are not invited
Honourable
by you.
Malema.
We are here for 5 years. There's
Honourable
nothing you
Malema.
can do at all. There's
Honourable Malema.
I must promise you there's nothing you can do.
Honourable Malema.
Deal with the issues and stop threatening us.
Honourable
stop threatening
members.
us. Deal with issues.
Honourable members.
Whatever we have started, we'll finish it. Please.
Honourable members.
Chair, you must tell Blade to withdraw.
Take your seats, please.
Blade must withdraw his threat.
Take your seats, please.
He's threatening us.
Take your seats, please.
He's threatening us.
Take your seats, please.
And if you want to take advantage that is the last item, we are going to start there tomorrow.
If
he doesn't withdraw, we are going to start there tomorrow. Order, honorable promise you that. Want to promise you that.
Can I just sit down, please? I want to raise the order.
Hey man, I'm not going to sit down right now, man.
Sit down.
Speak your words to my time.
Honorable Malema.
Hey, sit.
Honorable Malema.
Sit.
Honorable
Sit,
member.
big man.
Honorable member.
Wait.
It's not going
Honorable
to
Malema.
sit.
I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down.
Honorable Malema.
I'm not going to sit down.
Sit. Honorable Malema.
I'm not going to sit down. He must speak. If you don't want to speak, I'm continuing. Now, the inconsistency of the Constitution is equal as the breach of the Constitution.
Honorable members.
You cannot be inconsistent of the Constitution and want to tell us that you are behaving in a right manner.
I have asked you to take your seat. Please do so, sir. The rules of the House, Honorable Malema, the rules of the House applies. Please take your seat.
Tell that one not to tell me to sit down. I can't be told by
take your seat.
a backbencher to sit down.
You got a point of order.
I'd like to call the Honorable Minister Ginger Lindiwe Zulu to stop singing in the House, or she must be referred to the Powers and Privileges Committee. She's chanting yes, number one. She's distracting. She must be taken to the Powers and Privileges Committee because I'm trying to listen. She's chanting there yes, number one.
You know, Honorable
Chairperson, point of order. My name is Lindiwe Daphne Zulu. The one who refers to me, Ginger, the ginger shall be outside.
No. On a point of order, Chair.
Yes, may I hear the point of order?
I think the Honorable Minister made a very serious threat against an Honorable member. And it has been made inside the House here because we don't want to take things very light here. We've got a very bad experience. So I think she must be asked to withdraw that statement, please. That's a serious threat.
Angibazi ukhuluma ngani lo khulumayo. Akayichaze yena lento ayikhulumayo.
All right. Honorable Malema, may you just take SOP? Yes.
The member raised a genuine concern that she must not be called with names she doesn't know. Otherwise, she will meet this honorable member outside. And we know her tendencies. So can you please ask her to withdraw? Because this is going to degenerate. It's like we're in a shebeen here where people just threaten each other like that. And there is no order coming from you. Their secretaries.
Does there exist a coalition between a neoliberal and pseudo-leftist political party? This is a coalition that should never have happened, but it has happened. And we must expect that those that pull the strings of these political misfits will never allow any amount of political bickering among their puppets to jeopardize a moment.
Minister of Instagram, we're calling a point of order also.
Honorable Gigaba, please take your seat.
Firstly, there is no collision. It's coalition. It's not collision. That means something different.
Thank you very much.
But secondly, a point of order is that the EFF is not in any coalition government with anybody. He's deliberately misleading the House and he's out of order. This is not Instagram.
Correct.
Get your facts straight or step aside. We're not on social media here. Don't mislead the nation. You've got the responsibility as a minister to speak nothing else.
Who will be able to stand in front of the court and say, yes, I have raped. Now, what is it
Honorable
that we
Madisha, your
need
time has
to
expired.
take? If the president of a country can stand in court and say,
Honorable
yes,
member,
I have raped,
you are contemptuous
yes,
of the
I've
chair.
done this kind of
Honorable
thing.
Madisha,
yes,
are you deaf?
ensured that
Honorable
I pass
Madisha, you are out of
HIV and
order.
AIDS. What kind of president is that? If you ask him, he will only say,
Honorable Madisha, Honorable Madisha, order.
please use that door and leave the house.
To our good friends, the opposition. Hey, I'm telling you, you can think you live in another world. You know, some people who could not pronounce Kandla, they've now learned Nkandla, Nkandla, Nkandla. Hey, hey, hey. Even if you tell them the Nkandla report is being processed, is going to come. I mean, 3 investigations have been made. Nkandla, even if we are discussing very serious matters, a man stand up, point of order. Yes, Nkandla. Tiggs was a George Cook. Hey. That's part of the problem. Again, it emphasizes the poverty of politics in our opposition parties.
Speaker, who must be taken serious. The president answers a question, says absolutely nothing, and then he laughs.
Honorable
It means our
Lucie.
questions are jokes here.
Honorable Lucie, please take your seat.
But Speaker, you must protect us.
No, please take your seat.
The president has said absolutely nothing to the question. And then he laughs.
Honorable Lucie.
This is not Trevor. I've been telling him this is not Trevor Noah's show.
No, I think you must
He
take
comes
the
to
house
laugh
seriously.
at us. He comes to laugh at questions in Parliament.
Honorable
The
Lucie.
people of South Africa want answers.
Honorable Lucie. I would like to proceed.
Magogo Mbete, sicela usilalele. We did not send you to the Constitutional Court to represent Parliament. We did not sit here and take a resolution that you must oppose that particular application in Parliament. If you asked us, if you had the decency to ask us of our opinion, we could have told you we are going to win, and therefore you must suga endleleni so that it can be Jacob Gedleyihlekisa delinquent Zuma, so that he can pay back the money that he spent in Nkandla. So you are illegitimate. There is no other way. It's a question of conscience. It's a question of the ruling. It's not a question as well of the rules that we have here. It's that you lack judgment. You're a constitutional illiterate. You can't understand. Even at the press conference, you continued to embarrass everything that we represent in this house. Let somebody competent who has shown competence approach, step down. You'll come back on other business that is not so important in relation to the removal of the president. We want to remove Zuma today. Please step down. I'm worried that this minister that we pay so much, Minister Maite Maite, she's sleeping in Parliament. And with that position, she's going to fall. And the minister would have fallen. She's still sleeping.
Honorable member.
She's still, I don't know. What's happening?
That's not a point of order. Take your seat.
No. The minister is sleeping. You can't say that's not a point of order.
Josie,
are you condoning people sleeping now?
Josie,
we must come to sleep here in Parliament.
Honorable Self, proceed.
We pay you. Don't sleep here. Hey, man. We're busy debating. You are sleeping. You are a sleepist. You think we're sleepists
Take your
here?
seat. Hey, honorable member. Take your seat.
Order, Deputy Speaker. Order, Deputy Speaker. Order.
What's your order?
You can't call an honorable member. Hey, now. This is not a case here.
Honorable member, take your seat. Take your seat.
You must not be emotional, Chief.
Take your seat, honorable members. Honorable members, can you be in order? Please, let's allow the honorable member to speak. Honorable Minister, why are you rising?
No, I want to understand what this young boy is taking to.
No, Honorable Minister, that's not a point of
I want
order.
to respond to this young man.
No, take your seat, Honorable Minister. You can't do
Minister,
that.
you must sleep and we must
Honorable
keep quiet. No.
Honorable member.
Decency to admit when you are wrong. You are sleeping.
Honorable ministers.
You are sleeping on duty.
Honorable members.
You are sleeping on duty.
Order.
Warasa.
Honorable Ndosi, order.
Can you imagine if somebody said that to Horace Chang? You need to wake up. We're paying you. What are you sleeping? You're sleeping.
Being on duty. Well, one quick thing, and then I bring on another caller here. But people, if we don't take charge of Parliament, this is likely to happen. Watch this.
Honorable Malema, you are the one who's not prepared to go. I hope this gentleman will.
You can kill me. It's fine. Kill me. Just kill me. There's no problem. Kill me.
We see honorable members using their heads to harm others.
Someone wants to vote. All right, folks. Yeah, that's some light moments.
You know my favorite line, Rattigan?
Which one?
What were you doing at Robben Island?
What's the historical mistake? And so that university has dismally failed you. Carla, go in, brother. Go in. I can't hear you. Hold on. Okay, go ahead now.
Good evening to you and Daisy there.
Oh, good evening, man. Good evening.
Good night.
Yeah, it's been a while. What going?
Not much. I was just watching the sectoral debate in the House and the Senate, and you know, sometimes you have to wonder if these people is joking. You really can't take most of them seriously, and they're unbelievable. You just can't. When they talk, the action on their speech, it doesn't have any credibility.
That's true. And it's so sad. You know what I mean? It's so sad.
Yeah.
But give me some examples. Who you talk about now?
I'm talking about mainly about the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how she come off ruling or berating all the member of Parliament where they have a right to be there, they have a right to speak. She just should be a moderator. She cannot be over talking and overruling everybody.
Yeah,
that's not her job.
Yeah, man. Them need to start challenging her. That's what them need to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I can't see them start moving in that direction there. But she needs to be challenged, because if you leave her unchallenged, she's going to walk all over you.
Yeah, she just run out, just shut down everybody, and she don't operate with any discipline, any decorum. She just going on like she's in a meat market or something.
Yeah, she just not care, man. She just not care, you know. She just not care. So what go on otherwise? Talk to me.
Life is good.
Listen, we have to call you one away if to talk to you about the buses, because quite a few people have talked to me about buses. And so I have to talk to you and your brother, you know?
Alright, not a problem. When you are.
Yeah, I want to come check you out pretty soon, you know?
Alright, yeah, you can just arrange it. That'll be okay.
All right, my brothers. I'll call you before the end of the week. All right, take care now. All right, thanks a lot.
Welcome.
All right. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Philadelphia.
Miss Philly, turn down your thing in the background there, please. Good night.
Good night, Miss Maisie. How are you?
I'm good, Miss Philly. How are you, dear?
I'm not too bad.
Okay.
Say this quickly, Mr. Rattigan. You know, when you see what's happening in our country, Jamaica, it's heartrending to see.
Yes.
The Prime Minister is going here and there, collecting award, having their big party and all of that, and to see how Tufton moving around and going here doing this and doing that and talking about sex and all of those things, and to bring the health sector in the situation it is right now, and to understand the country. And they're moving around as if nothing is happening. And when you hear the plight of the people crying out for help, it's really heartrending. And to see that he has so much money from that $1.4 billion. What is he holding back that money for? The money needs to be spent. Giving the people the money, that same money will circulate back into the economy. And he's just acting like, well, Jamaica belongs to him. He can do what he wants to do, and no one should question him about anything. This is wrong, you know. I'm just thinking if really the PNP can take him to court for this, or the Auditor General, or some entity down there, because this ain't right at all. It can't be. Why is he holding back all of this money? To do what? The people need Auditor General. They say they have no trail of anything, except that the roofing that was done, people going down during the Melissa situation to do roofing. That's all he has, no paper trail of anything. And this is why he brings in NaRRA. This is the same thing he wants to have continue.
Yeah.
But then again, why didn't the Auditor General speak out before now about this situation?
About what situation?
Not getting any receipts from procurements and all of those type of
Oh,
things.
no. Well, I look at it the other way, another way. It just shows how blatant these people act and how they disregard the Jamaican public. You know why? Because generally the Auditor General, you'll get notice that she's coming to do an audit until you can prepare your paperwork, and then she'll show up. In this case, she announced at the outset that they're going to do a real-time
audit.
Knows that she's there and she's collecting data and she's analyzing and all of that, and yet still these are the findings. So I mean, she did.
And you must trust. And you must trust the Prime Minister by himself to manage trillions of dollars.
NaRRA, yeah.
Question: can he be taken to court for this?
No, I don't think he can be taken to court. Who? Who?
Andrew Honest.
No. What would be the charge?
I don't know. This is why I'm asking.
Yeah, let's think it through, because there's no. I don't think the Auditor General said that there was fraud, waste, abuse. I don't know what you would charge him for.
Wait, stop there, sir.
Dereliction of duty.
As you say, abuse. But isn't this abuse to the people?
Yeah, but
the money is to be given to the people.
All right.
For their welfare.
Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. First, you have to find the charge, right? What are you going to charge him with? And the second thing is this. Who's going to charge him?
Couldn't the DPP take him to court?
DPP not take him go away, man. You know that.
Jesus, Syria, what a system.
DPP not take him.
No, man. So wait. Everywhere you will turn to get justice, it's all blocked.
Let me just, hold on a second, Miss Philly. Hold on a second. In the chat, I say, Father Poyade, right? Said, can you use your influence and invite a few international media? Let me just quickly say this, that, you know, a lot of us, right, we agree. I think, by and large, we agree that there is corruption. By and large, we agree that there's corruption on the part of this government. And it's been going on at an alarming pace for the last 10 years. Because as soon as they got into power, remember that there was a scandal regarding the police cars. And at the same time, we mustn't forget that, you know what scandal started around that time? Market Me started around that time.
Yeah.
Because when, you know, the relationship between Miss McDonough, Lindsay, and Minister Tufton, that's when that friendship, I should say, that's when she said she reached out to him, and they were members of a health club, and she started talking to him about, you know, the things that she could do with her program. That one started back then, 16, 17, right? And so we all agree on this. The problem is, when you look around and you say, okay, who can bring this? Who can bring him before the bar of justice? That is going to be the DPP. And remember now, under the Constitution, the DPP can do several things, but primarily three things. One is the DPP can start a case. The DPP can stop a case. And the DPP can take over a case. So the other, if there are fiats with the other ministries that can bring a case, like NEPA, for example, she could step in and say, no, NEPA, I'm taking this over. And if that DPP is not aggressive in prosecuting corruption wherever it is found, particularly if it's found in the Prime Minister's office, then what we're going to do. And I make the point to say that we talk a lot. We collectively, we talk a lot about the issues. I don't think that there are many issues that we haven't explored. Maybe we haven't gone deep, but we see the issues around us. And then when we ask our people, everybody's saying, yeah, we need to do something. And then you say, okay, what are you going to do? It's like people are thin. Them hand on thin. Them no really, the people no want help. And then them turn to you and I say, well, you know, talk on another. And then when you say to them, but what have you done? I mean, have you joined us? Have you signed the Magnitsky petition? Did you come out and protest? Did you do this? Did you do that? No. Recently, because we understand that we're not going to get the kind of justice that we are looking for. I don't think that we're going to get it right now. I just don't think we're going to get it, right? So we're looking outside. So when you look outside, there are certain places, like, for example, right now, I don't know if bringing a petition to the US government, if that would be helpful, given the geopolitics, right? But there are places you can go. There are places you can go in Europe. There are places you can go in North America. And, you know, recently, I started working with somebody in Jamaica, and we're looking at extrajudicial killings. And they're doing a research project. Miss Philly, all right?
No, it's not me.
Okay. And we're doing this research project, and I'm telling you, the initial assessment I saw, I was very, very pleased with. I was very pleased with it, and I said we're off to a good start because we have a contact in Europe, and we said, okay, let's package this and then take it there. And you know what happened? And this happened like last week, because we said we're not telling nobody what we're doing. We're just going to just do it. And what happened? Person wrote back and said, listen, I'm getting very emotional about this, about the extrajudicial killings, and I cannot continue. And apparently, it sounds to me like somebody in her family was killed, and she just said, "No, I can't do it," and stop. And I'm looking at the work product right now, and I mean the work product is outstanding, people. I'm telling you, the work product is outstanding in a short space of time. And I'm just sitting here going, what if this person could just complete this project? What if? I'm going to try, to get it completed. I'm going to give it a few weeks and then go back. But part of it is fear. People start doing all of these things, and then, them just say, why, what am I getting myself into? I have people who have provided information to me, and them say, listen, why, I give you, but I'm very, very scared, because how it is here. People just, police come inside of your house, and next thing you know, them says a raid, and you attack them. And people are definitely afraid. So I understand it. I also understand the part from the journalists that, yes, we believe that they're monitored. They believe that they're monitored. And so there's very little that they'll say to you on the phone. Some people in Jamaica have to wait for them to travel before I can talk to them, because they will not speak to me from Jamaica.
Oh, I tell you, it's really bad though, because the man come out and he asks for donors to send money to Jamaica, send it to Jamaica.gov, and they trust him and believe in him. 7 months after, look what is happening right now to the people.
Yeah. Out of Jamaica, that's exactly where that's one of the places we're going. But it looked like.
I'm wondering if these donors, if they don't hear by now and realize, and to come forward and say something too. And as you mentioned, the fear, so many persons are in fear. And I kind of believe too that's one of the reasons why people do not want to go out there and demonstrate. Fear.
Yeah, well, look, at some point, the rice now goes well. At some point, the rice.
You see, Mr. Rattigan, Paula Lewin retire. We get a new DPP, and she seems like the same thing.
Yeah.
We did a
while back, we did a piece on her a while back when they were deliberating who should be the next DPP. I have to go revive it, because we looked at 12 cases, 12 major cases that she was the primary or the secondary on, and they were major failures. In fact, she got reprimanded by the judges in at least 2 of the cases concerning the presentation of evidence, and we have those things on file. So one of these days I'll go back and do it. But I really didn't expect much. In fact, what I'm seeing is exactly what I expected. So that's where we are. Miss Philip, I'm gonna link you.
Okay.
Take care of yourself. Yeah?
Jamaica, I see like everything just stalled. It's stuck. You don't know where to turn. You can't even say whittly away here, whittly away there. Everything gone up down there. How is these people going to manage? That's a question I asked myself. I could not stay down there. I could not be in Jamaica right now. How would I manage? You can't even buy food. Oh,
that's
boy,
right.
It's terrible. Anyway,
Take care of yourself.
see how the cookie will crumble now.
All right then.
It's not baking, it's crumbling.
All right.
Take care. Have a good night. Good night, Miss Magazine.
Good night, Miss Philly.
Yes, sis. It's I don't know. What, sis, let me ask you a question. I received a phone call today from a virgin of mine in the UK, right? And it was a 3-way call. And they called me because they wanted to, they had a discussion, and they were trying to figure out the cause of the rising crime in Jamaica. And one of them was saying that, he said, look, one was arguing that it's because of the type of reggae music we're listening to, the youngsters, to, and it's preaching badness and destruction and all of this. Another one was saying it's poverty. You know, all we have is entertainment. We're not on a job, we don't have nothing. And because I made the argument that, you know, growing up in the 70s, you know, you listen to a Dennis Brown or you listen to a Delroy or a Horace, and they must sing about love of the community, love of a woman, love of God. Now, all we are here is destruction. And one person pointed out that, yeah, because here what happened now. You see, when you grew up in the 70s, where you live is a dance. You hear the music and the music shut off and that's it. No, them have this. Them can listen all day long to the foolishness, some of the foolish music, you know. And you can't stop. So it comes down to choice. It also comes down to influence. What are your thoughts about that as to the cause? Because I was saying, look, it's environmental, it's family, it's education, it's poverty, it's lack of opportunities, it's no jobs, none of these things. And it's also the music to some degree. What are your thoughts on that?
It's all of the above, but you talk about the music of the 70s. You also had Peter Tosh singing about coming in hot, hot, hot. I'm going to load up my trigger, I'm going to pull my trigger, because I'm going to, you know that song?
No, I don't know that song.
Peter Tosh. Yeah, man. Peter, coming in hot, hot, hot. I just, and I cock my hammer because I'm going to pull my trigger. Yes, Peter Tosh. Yes, man. Go back to his catalog. And
The song name.
Yeah, and then you had Supercat talking about Dan Dada and all of that, but still the violence wasn't what it is now. But I would lean more towards poverty and the lack of education, because when a man is hungry and is not educated, has no way of getting a good job or doesn't have any skills, what is he going to do?
Plus, you know, when we were growing up in the 70s, you might have one or two dons with the guns. Now everybody have a gun.
Yes, everybody has a gun. And that's how they settle their beef. But back then, you settle your beef with fist to fist, rubber dub. But now everybody is stabbing up and shooting up and all of that. But also, you look at the government's lack of investment in social infrastructure. You know, even though the young people are inclined to listen to everything on their headphones, there's no investment in infrastructure to help to rechannel some of this energy, help to train them in terms of teaching them how to write, teaching them how to, you know, work in the studio and all of that. So a lot of the community things are missing. Because you go back to the 70s, you had a lot of community centers. What did you go to the community center to learn? A skill. You see what I'm saying? So the community centers are not there now where they could learn computer, become more computer literate, learn coding, learn to do different things as it relates to modern technology. So they just gravitate to the easiest thing that there is. And they can make a beat, come on YouTube, do them TikTok dance, and next thing you know, they're millionaires. Even though some of them don't know that CAT is puss. They can do that. And they go through life like that, you know? So it's a combination of all of the above. But if they don't address the poverty issue and the education deficit, you're going to have more of this. And guess what? Because they're not educated, Rattigan, how can they write a song about the issues, the social issues that they're facing in their communities? Because remember now, Bob Marley's songs were social commentary. And looking at the system, the political system, and it was set up against the poor man. And the political system he talked about, you can take it and apply it to any country in the world. And it is still true today, if not truer today, than it was when he wrote those songs and did them. You know, so they have to address the education deficit, have to do something about the poverty, because if they don't do something, Rattigan, it's only a matter of time before the crime reach on their doorstep in Jacksonville and Beverly Hills and Cherry Gardens. And it's getting worse now that you have the war going on.
Yeah, and you see, Joan Jackson says that. She said she was there in February and she came back in April, and it's really bad. It's really bad. Disrespectful, despicable, dishonest, disgraceful, etc.
Yeah, I stick up in. Did you hear Faye Ellington?
Yeah.
Great talk about this Hill and Gully Ride rhythm. And we know Hill and Gully Ride is something to be cherished. It's a part of our folklore. You know, it's a part of our culture, rich heritage, our rich history. And it's like they have taken it and they have watered it down. I have nothing against using the rhythm to parodying the rhythm to do other things, but you should still maintain the integrity of what that stood for. But they have vulgarized it, and the reason they can vulgarize it that they know no other language. That's how they speak. That's how they see their people in the communities conducting themselves. And the truth is, I would say it's a majority thing. It's a minority, but the minority can do something so outlandish. It makes it look like it's everybody that is doing it, but it's not so. But those persons who are indulging in such a way, they do not have the capacity to do otherwise. So they just go with the easiest thing that they can find.
Right. I try to find Father, so me not answer him question. I try to remember the question. I think him asked me, oh, can you use your influence and invite a few international media to come to Jamaica to do some independent reports? Here's the problem. The problem with that is, who do you go to? Because you have to know people's politics, and you have to know people's fears. And people in the US, they're not really interested in doing that right now. They have other things that they're worried about. And some of them retribution. They're worried about doing certain things and upsetting the government here, and then all of a sudden they come under scrutiny. So look to Europe. And like I said, yes, we can ask those people to come. I've asked people to come in on. Them say yes, and then you don't hear from them again. So that's why I just said to myself, look, you know what? There's more than one way to skin a cat. And so if you're asking them don't come, then maybe you go to them. So that's what I'm doing. Because, I took a class in law school. It's called administrative law. And if there's, the teacher was a prominent lawyer, J. Clay Smith. May his soul rest in peace. And the one thing I learned, if I didn't learn anything else out of administrative law, the one thing I learned was that you exhaust your administrative remedies, meaning that you take it step by step. You don't skip steps, right? If it says you appeal here, then you appeal. And what you do, you don't discount yourself. You just keep kicking at the door, keep doing what you have to do. And so that's how I operate. So if I call them and they don't do it, then fine. I reach out to them and I'm doing this. And I'm doing this out of, because it's a labor of love. So for this, and even if somebody decided to pay me, it really wouldn't matter, because I'd still be putting in the energy. I'd still address it with the energy I'm addressing it. I'd still put in the time. I'd still be dedicated to it, because at the end of the day, it's about our people. And I firmly believe that between the day you're born and the day you leave, make a mark. Make a mark. At least try and make a mark. You can't just sit down in your shell and just pray that things. You have to go out there. When I say God helps those who help themselves.
Who help themselves, true.
Go out and do something. Make a mark. Make a mark. I forgot. Not everybody is gonna go out and protest. Not everybody is good at researching. Not everybody is good at doing the social activism. But there are things that you can do. There are things that we all can do. You can lend your voice in many, many ways. And I say voice metaphorically. It might be this, it might be a person, it might be your treasure. It might be, we all have a role to play. And we can't sit back and just say, well, make Sister Maria, make she do it. And then what happens is that when you don't say, you don't see what you consider progress, then you start cuss out Maria. And say, she don't do nothing. And then when Maria turned around and said to you, well, you know what? I am trying. I'm trying. Apparently what you're telling me, I'm failing. All right. What are you doing?
That is the question, yeah.
Do something for you. Yeah. And I say, OT put up that. Remember my father used to say all the time, But it's not applicable in this case. He used to say, sick man no care.
Doctor works, that's true.
Doctor no goddamn if you no care. And I see it a lot. People in the hospital and they don't get any visitors. Guess what? Them are the last them are gonna look for and
True.
the least amount of time them spend with them. But when
True.
you go visit your loved ones and them say people interested and people start scans, them say, Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New York. How are you doing, Mr. Rattigan? This is the lady who wants you to take very good care of yourself. Hi, Lady Daisy.
Hi, my dear. How are you? Good night.
I am perplexed, but always hopeful. On the matter of what is happening, isn't it time that they consider doing a vote of no confidence on Andrew Holness? Would that be a way to go? And I have one more thing I would like to suggest.
Yeah, all right. Let me take a stab at what you say, and I'll ask sister. Well, sis, go ahead. What do you think about that? Calling for a vote and no confidence.
They should, because given the Auditor General's report about all these monies that they have and not being spent, and people are suffering from burial and then add Melissa on top of that, they should move a motion, not only against the Prime Minister, but against Minister Tufton, because it's a failure. And the reason I would say that, yes, is that the Prime Minister has moved ODPEM into his office. He's basically in charge of ODPEM. So this falls squarely on his shoulder, and the Minister of Finance as well. So they should move motions of no confidence, in not only the Prime Minister, but Tufton and the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Social Security.
I agree wholeheartedly that they should do it. The question is, will they do it?
Will they do it? Yeah.
It's true. We can only make suggestions because I believe that they must be spraying something in the ear in Jamaica. Why the people are so unresponsive? I mean, in addition to the fear factor, which is a reality.
Right.
But at some point in time, something got to be done at some time.
I agree.
My second suggestion was simply this. This money that they have gotten are debts that are going to have to be paid by future generation of Jamaica, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, right? So these are debts to people who are not even born yet. These organizations that have lent this money, this is just a suggestion. What about if we were to get in touch with them and let them know, say, if we never get to use the money, we not pay back no money. It's time for us to take an action as such, because here it is, you have the money sitting there, not being used for the intended purpose. But still, future generation of unborn people, it's already a debt to them.
Yes.
We don't get to use the money. Why should we pay it back? Why can't we get into the organization and say, listen, he has not used the money, please take it back because we're not paying it back. We'll never get to use it.
Or caller.
People are still living on the top island.
Right.
Yes.
Out of the box, because this is just abject cruelty. This
true.
You could also probably consider, like you guys were saying before, taking him to the humanitarian court and what have you. Because this was like, it's induced starvation. It's deliberately not building up the economy of the country. So so that it's almost as if he is working to break the people to starve the people of Jamaica, to break up the structure of Jamaica, and also, by extension, because Jamaica is a hurricane zone. What happened when another one comes? What happened? You mean to tell me another hurricane gonna meet the people them under the top island?
Yes, ma'am.
Look,
indeed,
you raise some very, very valid points. One of the questions I have to ask, based on the things that you've said, is this: where is civil society in all of this?
Yeah, good question.
Mr. Rattigan, the truth of the matter is that we decide, say, anything that I can do to help to move the needle outside of Jamaica, because something going on with the water in the air, because it's like the people, they're unresponsive. It's like, what can we in the diaspora do? Can we get in touch with these organizations? I'm willing to go and do the research and let them know you loan him this amount of money to help the hurricane victim. They have not gotten it. Please take back the money. Because it's a reality that we never get the money because it's not being used to help the people.
Well,
It's just being left there for him to pass the NaRRA so that he might free access to the money.
well, look, the point again, the point you've raised is a very valid point, and there are civil society organizations in Jamaica that have compiled the data, and all they have to do is forge a relationship with one of these civic-minded international organizations, because that's what I was instructed to do. Because they said,
And Mr. Rattigan, the reality is that in the midst of all of this, you get one little 2-hour protest and then forget about it. And that is it. And that is not progress. That is not improving starvation. That is not giving the children that went to school a prop. Not even that. They would allow even the nutritional level of the lunch for the school children. They are looking at interfering with that and bringing it down to zero nutritional value, just calories.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So that you could almost see where Andrew Holness is being used as an instrument to destroy the poor people of Jamaica. That is my ultimate opinion, based on the man's action, not my opinion. Based on his action and what he has done, I am convinced that Andrew Holness is the weapon that Siaga perfectly formed to work against the poor people and the progress of Jamaica. If you look at what is happening to Jamaica right now, Jamaica is being recolonized. Jamaica is in a place where when Fidel Castro had to rise up and take back his country, the casinos, just if you check out the history is very instructive, Mr. Rattigan and Marie. What is happening to Jamaica now is recolonization. It is not progress, by no measure.
Right.
And he is just, all he's interested in is just bringing in the investors and getting what they can do, get investors to do the hard work, and they get their cut off of it. That's all, that's his blueprint. Zero interest. When you hear about how many people have received roofs, and the money is there in Mr. Rattigan, but where is the will?
But Carla, this money is not from the 6 point how much billion that they got in loaning for loaning. This is the donations that they received from between burial and now at Melissa's, the donations that they received to help the people.
Yes, but
so is
much money from
there.
Sources, and yet still the man will not be moved to do
exactly.
For the
exactly.
People. The largest payout in donations and debts.
Yes.
That Jamaica's ever received, and the man still can't give people a hope. Don't you see that there is no will to do so? And it's like the people them in Jamaica is like they have just given up. They have lost all hope. I mean, so we know. I mean, I look at you guys, how hard you work, how diligent you work. You come in here and you're canvassing for the people. But it's like there's no movement in Jamaica. So I'm saying to myself, we have to think outside of the box. We have to do something different. If the people are not being allowed to use the money, then can we write back these organizations and say, listen, boss, step out the money, because guess what? We're not paying it for that. It's not being used to help the people. Take back the money.
The answer to your question is yes. Yes, we can write. But what happens, you see something like that, a letter like that, it has to, and I'm sure you're aware of this, it has to include data, and the data is there. But then more than anything else, it should include some signatures. And because the signatures now going to really tell the story. And something like this, if you have thousands and thousands of signatures, it's hard for them to ignore it. It's hard for the international organizations to ignore it.
This is very true, but is the level at which Andrew Holness has them is almost that of a dictatorship, a fascist. In addition to Haiti, in terms of the fear factor. So maybe they might just lean on that. I know it's not their intention to take back the money because that's not how they make money. They make money by lending out money and accruing interest on it. I understand that. But I do believe that maybe, maybe, just a suggestion, something can be highlighted to show the wickedness and the unwillingness of these people.
No, I agree.
To use the money for what it was intended for.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you that we need to do something. We can't just sit down on our hands and just say, it's just like, I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm looking at the chat.
Let the record show that you are doing more than enough.
Well,
anything you do is graveyard extra. My God, your diligence and your dedication is only the great Lord himself can reward you.
Well, I know me alone, we have people like this, we have people like...
You put in the unit, the Saturday University, and then you link it back now with Wednesday, and then you are over there on the other talk show. Sometimes you get dizzy, I'm trying to trouble you and I follow you, you get dizzy. I say, Lord, you don't have to run over here, he's over there.
No, thanks for the support.
This is quick question. Is this JB?
Right? So I know that what I'm asking is an extra leg. And Marie, big up to you for what you do as well. Please.
Yes. Is this sounds like JB? Is this JB?
Harris, it's like something.
She's not hearing me.
No. Hold on. Call her. Mary ask you something. Go ahead, Mary.
Go ahead.
Is this JB?
I'm sorry?
Is this JB? You sound like JB.
No, I'm not JB.
Okay, you sound so much like JB.
But you know what? It's just like I'm looking in the chat and some people are saying, well, whoever call the voter no confidence, whoever make a motion there. And I'm saying, make it. Somewhat numbers. Because you call attention to the problem, because when you almost like it's like silence is agreement. Yes, it's like you say, well, we have no problem. But make it because history, there's something called history, and them have the Hansard in the parliament, and we want when our children and grandchildren, great grandchildren, them look back, them can say, yes, my grandfather, my great, they try to do something about this situation.
Yeah.
And they don't change.
Every time they do these things and there's no response, they get emboldened, they get
indeed.
They come back again. Because look at Juliet Hollis. Really and truly, there should have been a petition, and still there are petition for her to resign as a speaker. There should be a petition. Because them not going to tell her to come down. But if we on social media, we sign a petition and say leave because you don't even know the rules. I listen to you, right? And I see where she messed up and where you pointed out just the manner in which she addressed what Andrea Burke did. It is her response was incorrect. It was wrong. It was halfway. It was not. It's like she don't even know the rules as a speaker.
True.
That's
true.
And every time they do something, the people that talk about it in Jamaica, they move on. And guess what? They're emboldened tomorrow. They get up and they do something because you don't want nothing more brazen than NaRRA. And they get it to pass, right? And the only alternative is going to be for the opposition to take them to court, and which I'm pretty sure they will do. But in the meantime, Mr. Rattigan and Marie, the people are still suffering.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
And
I think
what happens if you have even half a Melissa, not a full Melissa,
True.
Melissa hurricane? What becomes of the people?
True. You're right.
But even rainfalls, Carla, even when the rain falls, they have issues. Like somebody said, I think it was Colin said, when the rain set up, the people start fret. They start fretting. It's not a joke. This is not a joke. And for them to sit on their hands with monies and not help the people, you have to ask the question: does Andrew Holness hate them? You understand me? Does he hate Jamaicans to be doing that? Because that's the only conclusion they can come to.
I really believe that, because it is not realistic of who Jamaican people are. They're probably going there in the night and use the soldiers and what have you, and they terrorizing the people because this is fear. It's like the people that are crippled with fear. They don't want, one and two, they might come out and say something. And even when they're out there in the protest, they send out the police, and the police is in their own ways. They're intimidating people.
Yeah.
But this is a reality. So we have
Yeah.
to
That's
know.
true.
Mr. Rattigan and Marie might not get through, but you know what? It is going to put the spotlight on what Andrew Holness is doing to the people in Jamaica. You understand? It is going to put the spot because I think that if more tourists knew about the beach situation, that's just an example of highlighting the wickedness that this man does to the Jamaican people. If more tourists knew that the Jamaican people can go on their own beach, a lot of people the tourism.
True.
But they don't know. So we understand with our kids and our grandkids going to college, we can get that information out through social media in their college spaces and university spaces and work spaces
All right.
and educate the tourists.
Carla. All right.
Yeah.
Carla, let me explain. Let me add this to what you said. A while back, right? One of the things we said, was that for the beach thing, right? If we could get the diaspora members to make a contribution and then we can advertise in some of them travel magazines or advertise all over the globe saying, don't go to, don't.
How much contribution you need?
No, we ask. And guess what happened? And people don't respond. Everybody say, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. And then when it's...
No, Mr. Rattigan. You just have to keep doing it again. You can't give up. All right, so you're going to revive that again. Blow some break tonight and make we start that because that would help Jabem them a lot.
Yeah, it would really help Jabem, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to bring that on Saturday and remind us. And if we do, it is still on our list of things to do.
Right. Because we can't...
You have great ideas just because them don't work. No, don't dismiss them. Put them down, mark it down. You never get it done today. You put it down to do tomorrow.
Yeah, mark it 10, right? Mark it 10.
Still on a dry tree.
Yeah.
So, I have to give you, the dedication that you guys have. Something, Mr. Rattigan? You see, and Marie, you see all the fear when them putting at them in Jamaica. People can go on their phone and they can listen to you and Marie and everybody else. Say that's a little hope where I keep them going. Your voice is to them. Every turn and a turn, there's a roadblock, but you still come every Wednesday, you still come every Saturday. I want to fighting for them, I want to advocating for them. Your voice and your love for your people in Jamaica is what is giving them hope. Because if you look at the behavior of the people, it's like they give up, Mr. Rattigan. The only thing they can do are probably listen to you, Marie, and everybody else, and that inspire them. That is their only source of hope right now. Look at what the great, excellent job that you did with the school bus, Mr. Rattigan. You went over and beyond. And they did not follow it up.
No,
having a press conference in Jamaica.
Well,
right? And until they could pick the drop out of the bus. See? So they pick the drop out of the bus.
Carl, I know you follow this. You follow the program. You follow the stories. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Friends with the people with the bus. And Mr. Rattigan, a quick thing, and then I'm gonna get off. You see them bus there? Could we get some of them dollar bus there for them homeless people down in Florida and see if we can do something with them?
You know, it's funny because it's funny you mentioned that because we were thinking about that. And in fact, one of the callers tonight, them have the link for the buses. So I'm going to look for them. Bim and bam. So I'm going to look for them. I'm going to look for them. Maybe this week or next week. I'm going to look for them. All right. Let me show you something. Take a look at this. Right, we were gonna play this last week. Take a look at this.
One-way flight to Tampa, Florida, with hopes of turning this school bus into my family's first tiny home on wheels. And I drove her straight back home to Delaware, 986 miles. And within 30 minutes of being home, Izzy popped out at 33 weeks. As soon as my wife and him got home and settled, I got right to the build. First thing you gotta do is rip everything out. I stripped this bus completely down. It had to be like 1,000 screws I collected, and most of the walls I had to cut out. Yes, I took all this to the recycling, and in total I got maybe $211. And here's baby Izzy sleep at home. And yes, our bus is completely insulated. We didn't have to do a lot of wood runs because we had a local guy who owned a wood shop and he sold our wood to us for very cheap. And a lot of times when we were working on the bus, we did have Izzy, but he's always been a cool baby, so it was fine. We got straight to the building. We built a 9-foot bench. We're going to put a table in front of it that will also drop down into a bed. And then we started working on the kitchen, and we finished the dinette too. We put up our first interior wall. All our electricals ran behind the walls. We painted the bus blue, and we called it Blue Pearl. Installed a water inlet. We also installed our countertops. And this is what we have so far. 2,750 watts of solar on the roof, a 40-inch TV and an Xbox, storage in the dinette to your right and bench to the left, and an apartment-sized refrigerator, an RV top burner and oven combo. We have hot and cold running water. This tablet monitors our solar system. Now let's check out the bathroom. We have a standard RV flushing toilet, hot and cold running water in the sink and shower, a sliding barn door, and no, it doesn't slide or move when you drive. Right back here is our electrical cabinet. We have a SunGold power inverter, and we have watt cycle batteries. And right here is our second TV that's in the bunk room. We also have a watt cycle shunt where you can monitor your battery percentage and the solar that's coming in. We have 4 bunk beds, and inside each bunk bed there's storage. You could definitely fit 2 weeks worth of clothes in there. Right here is our third TV, and this is also where me and my wife sleep. Underneath our bed is a 100-gallon fresh water tank. We also have 2 diesel heaters in the bus, one in the front and one in the back. We also installed a Della mini split AC unit that cools our entire bus.
So me talk about there.
Yeah.
God. That me talk about. That's what I'm to use them and the mobile homes.
Yeah. Mobile homes and mobile businesses, you know, for persons who shop businesses, they might have the home, but the business mash up. They can use it to restart their businesses.
Yeah. So, boy, Carla, I want to thank you. Carla, tune in because we have a link, you know. Somebody asked me to get your number because Mrs. you're coming from a number where it not come up, but that's okay. You know, say you're there. And that's the important thing. But even more important, who are your link where you can call, you can reach out to her by the website. OTR Joan will definitely get the message and then them will link me. You can go to OJLDF.org. We had we started out with OJLDF.org, and then at some point there was a little problem and we ended up with OJLDF.net. Now we're back to OJLDF.org. So you can link us there on the website and just drop your number and make a link up some more, because I think that, you know, with your inspiration and your enthusiasm, we can really make some miracles happen for some people in Jamaica. Because it's not about us at the end of the day. It's about a community of people. It's about our people. And we now wait for people to take the lead. We are going to just blaze a trail, and hopefully people will follow us. But we never not think about that. We just move forward. Like we said, we don't have no side mirror or no rear view mirror. It's just a windshield we have. We have moved straight ahead. So, sis, anything you want to say before we go?
It was a good evening, and thanks for having me on. And, you know, we have to keep these things at the forefront of every conversation, because if we don't, it's going to become 9-day wonder, and we can't, because when we do, it's the people that are suffering at the end of the day.
Right. And before we go, people, let me just tell you 2 things we're working on, and we don't know how it's going to turn out. The drill, we haven't given up on the drill. We have not given up on the drill. I see them school buses there. We have not given up on school buses. We just want to know there are things going on in the background. We'll keep you posted. And there are other things going on as well, the lawsuits and this and that and that. So just want to thank you for taking the time out to being with us. I enjoyed the program so much that I told OT, said, boy, come on. I'm just going to do like about 2 hours and cut. And here it is that, you know, several of us would they are going. But we have to be mindful because sis have things to do. I have things to do. And you have things to do. So we just
that's true.
Joining us and looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. OT,
right.
Just big up yourself.
God bless. Have a good one. Yeah, man. Cool.
Sure. OT asleep. Or OT not asleep.
Yeah, our people need to see the light. Turn it up right. He will fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him slip up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them said spice by